Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be your Sunday message. This is going to be like a mystery pile. I have a feeling some things from past energies may be kind of coming through, resurfacing. We are in retrograde, even though it's right here smack in the brand new beginning of the new year. So Happy New Year to everybody. But we'll be in retrograde till I think the 18th. So there's going to be some stuff that's going to be coming back in. So I'm sure some of that's going to be part of this reading, but we're just going to take a look and see. I have no idea what messages are going to come through. So 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 here is the Modern Witch Tarot. Pile 2 is the Luna Soul Tarot. And then pile 3 is the In the Wonderland Tarot. And also, now I'm losing my voice already. As far as for your overall message at the end of your reading, I'm actually going to pick a poem out of this book, and this is the A Cup of Courage by Josie Harrington Cloud, and I got this in a local bookstore, and thought that would be kind of an interesting way to end it, so that's what we're going to do. So 3 piles here, guys. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the Modern Witch Tarot, this is going to be a reading. So I have a few different kinds of oracles that I'm going to pull to kind of get an overall look at what we're looking at. We have no idea what the reading is going to be about. So we're going to use these first. These are the Enchanted Map Oracles. Guys, I was perfectly fine talking until I started this reading. And there goes my voice. So hopefully we'll get through this. So I'm going to pull 1 card from where it is that you've been, and then 1 card at where you are now. I don't know why. That's just what I feel called to do, so that's what I'm going to do from this one. And then we're also going to get... I have empowering question cards here, and I want to get one of those before we get tarot. So we'll do that too. Okay, pile 1. Pile 1. Where has pile 1 been in the past? Where have they been? Where are they coming from? I have listening, the elephant. I love elephants. You have music notes here as well with the bird that's there singing. This is the number 53. So that may be significant, or 35. Elephants. Elephants are strong. Elephants don't forget. Elephants break their way through things. There's a nostalgic energy that's with elephants for me. They have a tough exterior. You may feel there's something about you where you may feel like you're meant to carry a lot because of your ability to withstand certain things. You may look at yourself in a way of, this is what I'm made for. This is what I'm meant for. Or I'm supposed to be carrying these burdens, but right off the bat, they're wanting you to be kind of careful with that, because even though you're recognizing your own strength and adversity, it's great, but it's also creating kind of a hard exterior, and it's making you kind of feel a little bit down. And it's like spirits here on your head here, trying to lift your head, singing to you here. Look at that. They're wanting you to pull your head back up. Even if you feel like that in some way is your purpose, you still need to be able to have a sense of, look at this, enjoyment here for yourself. And you need to kind of recognize this is about you going through this experience of feeling what you feel is your true purpose and within in this life. What you feel like your purpose is meant to help carry things for others, or to be able to have strength for other people, or be this kind of guiding light in a way of where others can kind of weigh on you or rely on you in some kind of sense. And that might bring a lot of pride, which is great, but it also kind of can make you feel overburdened in a way that I don't think that you're actually completely seeing. I think that Spirit's trying to give you a sense of the idea behind, if you could pick yourself up a little bit, if you could raise your head up a little bit and not let these things kind of, this weight on your shoulders kind of carry you down in a way. If you have to be able to recognize that there has to be some sort of equal balance there. Because if you feel this purpose and this drive to be in this kind of person, being this person that is strong for others in that kind of way, but you're always carrying something, there becomes a point where you're going to have to rest. And what the rest here is representing that joy in life, experiencing some joy in life, so that you can get back to of why you're carrying these burdens, or why you feel like you want to do this for others, or whatever this is, why you feel like this is your purpose in the first place. You have to reconnect yourself with that, with happiness again, with joy again, so that you know, if you're wanting to just to give yourself in a way to others, at least you know why you're doing it, because you know what that feeling is like, and you want them to feel that way. If you don't have a freshness of what that is and what that feels like for yourself, then you can become you can become a whole different person. And then at the end of it, if others don't recognize how the effort that you're putting into things, there could become resentments within that. So you have to bring joy into the mix for yourself. They want you to be rewarded. They want you to feel rewarded for what it is you're doing. And I know that there is a sense of, well, I feel good when I do things for others, or I feel good whenever that's how I'm rewarded in some kind of way. So with that, it's kind of a mouthful, but you can look at things of, I get rewarded from giving to others. The feeling that I get feels so good. And I think that that's good. I think that's great. And that's purposeful, right? That's a feeling of, makes you feel all warm and fuzzy when you can do that for someone else. But you also have to be able to give to yourself in the same way that you want to have that feeling to give to others, so that you have something to give in the first place, so that you know what that feeling feels like. If you're valuing others in that kind of way and putting less of that on yourself, then are you really being authentically true to the way that you give and the reason that you give? So if you're giving and not expecting anything in return for that, but over time that starts to weigh on you, it may not be necessarily that others aren't giving to you, but maybe that you're not giving back to yourself. Does this make sense? You have to give back to yourself, because if you don't, it allows those other hurtful things to come into play. Because it doesn't matter how hard we work for someone else and what we feel like would feel good for us if we gave to that person, we can never, ever, ever, ever know how that person is going to respond to that, if they're going to honor it in the way that you feel like they should. Because they don't know what you've done. They don't know what you've experienced. They don't know what you've accomplished. They don't know what your input is. They don't know where your advice is coming from, or they don't know how hard you've worked to, be able to give them that, or whatever that is. And it may not ever be good enough, whatever their reaction to it would be. Even if it's in that moment, later down the line, they might kind of lose it a little bit. Because no one's ever going to know how hard, exactly, even if they said, I know how hard you work for this. No. They may have an understanding of it, but they're never going to actually know because they weren't doing it. They didn't live with it. Right? It's like somebody, it's like somebody's just working really hard, like before work, after work, every day. It's just kind of getting in that space and then working their way up and then getting to that point, and then they give someone something because they're higher up in a way, opportunity or whatever, and they feel real good about it, but the other person kind of turns it down, or the other person isn't so excited about it, or whatever it is. Wouldn't that be frustrating? Like, wouldn't that make you feel like, and especially if they said, I know how hard you work for this, but, and you're going, are you kidding me? No, you have no idea how hard I work for that. So this hasn't happened, I feel like. This is kind of like in the before this is that kind of takes place. If it does in that way. Spirit's just here trying to say, let's go ahead and give back some energy, some good energy back to yourself. Reward yourself for the work that you've kind of experienced up until this point. Are you listening? Are you listening to us? We're right here. It's a bird, guys. This messenger of spirit sitting on this elephant's head, which is looking down. And they're trying to get you to listen to them. They could be sending you synchronicity, signs, all kinds of stuff, trying to get you to just raise your head up. You have the number 52 here. 53, but 2 significant 2, reduced down. Making decisions for yourself, finding that balance like we talked about. Duality is a big part of this as well. You know, you can't have just hard, labor over and over and over. And you just can't, you have to be able to have a rest, a break, a sense of relief, a sense of what life's purpose is. As far as enjoying connections and people and places in the world and the earth, and there's so many, there's just so much here that you could explore that could bring you so much of that happiness and joy, and getting some of that back into your life will not only help you down the road when it comes to others, but it will also help you be in a place to where you have a whole new renewed spark of what it is that you want to accomplish. It will give you a renewed sense of hope. It will give you a renewed sense of clarity even. Sometimes we just have to detach ourselves from the everyday kind of routine of what we've been doing or what we've been trying to work on or whatever this is, and just kind of take a minute to appreciate how far we've come and appreciate just the world and our connections that we have, our friendships, our family, just being in gratitude for a little bit. That's the way to give back to yourself. And you do it because you love yourself. Just like you love everyone else that you're trying to do things for, get to a place with, to where you can do things for. It's really hard for someone to break through such a hard exterior. It's hard to carry everything on your own. That number 5, I just saw another one right there. That number 5 is a number of change. And it's kind of what Spirit is kind of insinuating here, is that you kind of need to change this about yourself. You kind of need to change the way that you're giving to yourself. And then you also have the number 3, which is about activating that. It's a number of activation. It's also about growth and creating something. So the changes that you have made up until this point, this is a continuous place for where you can grow. You need to keep growing, but also create something from what you have changed in your life, in yourself. Creating something new, moving forward, continuing forward. Not allowing yourself to continually just leaving your head down, not seeing anything around you, the world around you. Okay. Oh my gosh, look. We have Ride the Wave. That's an awesome card after everything we just talked about. And it's the dolphins, which are representing friendship, by the way. So the number 14. This is the feeling that I'm getting from this card is really good. It's really good. The number 14 is temperance. Okay, Sagittarius energy. That's that balance. That's that, finding that what it is that you want to accomplish in a way, or what it is that you're dreaming of, or what it is that's out there, all this stuff, and then grounding it and finding that balance within your emotional self, right? Finding the balance of things. They're wanting you to find that balance of things. Ride the wave. This is where you ride the wave to me is when you have, it's almost like, and they say be with the flow of things, be with the flow of the river. I just heard a song in my head and I think of the lyrics, but flow like the river flows. I'll put that somewhere if I don't forget, guys. Can't remember the name of it, but it's reminding me of this. But it's like, it's not like that. It's like there's some kind of wave experience here, right? So when you're flowing and the current's pushing you in and you get to that wave point, it's what's going to push you. Okay, it's what's that extra boost that like Spirit's trying to give you and trying to push you into the direction that you need, that you want to go, and not having a clue where that is taking you, but you definitely know that you're going forward. You know that you're going to excel. You know that you're going to get to solid ground. You're going to find your way. And sometimes you do just have to ride that wave. If you don't understand how to emotionally balance things out, sometimes you have to just ride the waves that Spirit gives us and just let them take you wherever you're meant to be, wherever it's meant to be. This right here with these two dolphins, that friendship is there, that playfulness. And in bringing this joy and playful energy back into your life is something that's really important. The number 1 would be that new beginning, and 4 would be that solid foundation that we've been talking about, that stability. In order to gain the stability it is that you need moving forward and pick your head up a little bit and get that energy back, is to experience this wave here, or even if you can't find that emotional balance, it's something that will bring you that feeling to push you forward in the direction that you need to go. This is very interesting. Let's see what else. I didn't even ask anything when I pulled that card, really, but I want to see what the empowering questions are going to be in the middle. Here, we'll put some in the middle, and then we'll go to tarot. Why I pulled this book, A Cup of Courage, for poems, because I had more poem books over there, but I love those poem books. I like going into bookstores or libraries. The old books. I like the way the old books smell. I don't know, it's weird. It's like very nostalgic, I guess. I feel like I can smell like where they've been in like not a bad way. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Up, the cartoon Up. The dog that's on there can talk. You know, he has that vocal thing on his neck, and before they know who he is, he starts saying, "I smell you." You know, it's like that. That's the way I smell books. Okay, so let's see what we have here, guys. We're going to start with this one first. I don't know why. We should start. Who or what defines the contents of my life? Well, that's a heavy question. There's a lot going on under that question. So who or what? So this could be a who, this could be a what it is around you that you feel like defines what are the contents in your life. So ask yourself this. It's a very unique practice to come into an understanding of what's most important to you. Is imagine that you got abruptly woken in the middle of the night and there was a fire or something to this nature. Something was going on where you had to grab whatever is most important to you and leave, knowing that everything else was going to be destroyed. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but even with people, like what would be most important to you moving forward? What were the contents of your life? What are you thankful for? Who are you thankful for? Who's most important to you? What is most important to you? This is about moving forward and getting past the little things, little details of things, and seeing just the overall bigger picture about what's the most important out of the bigger picture, you know, and not trying to define all the little labels or little kind of things about stuff. That's what part of Ride the Wave is. Not trying to define kind of anything in a way of just knowing what's most important, or knowing on, it's your heart, it's a heart-driven thing, because that's what it is. That is exactly what it is. It's a heart-driven thing. What is it that is most important to you when it comes to what on your heart, in your inner compass, you know? What is it that if you would leave the house, if you knew everything would be destroyed, what on your heart could you not let go of? You know, that's what you need to kind of, that's what it's kind of consisting. That's what it's talking about here. What kind of advice on life would I give to my younger self? This is very important. This is another really, really good one. That's kind of like a bombshell, right? So if you're sitting in a position where you feel like you're at a standstill, or you feel stuck or kind of in a rut, and maybe it's just where you wanted to be, and that's part of this as well with having your head down. There could be a lack of having faith in yourself that's there. Maybe you should take a look at as well. Spirit's proud of you. They're trying to tell you. You need to pay more attention to, there's signs that they're giving you. They could have to do with music as well. There could be signs in music. This could even look in the way of just music notes that you see places. But there's definitely signs in music here, they're saying. But you're not looking at them, or you're not paying attention to it, or you're just brushing it off. They want you to pay attention to that. There's messages there for you. What kind of advice on life would I give my younger self? This is about you thinking about not only this exercise that we talked about here, but also this exercise. Write a letter to your younger self. What exactly would you say? And I know that sounds like, you know, that's something that everybody says, but actually do it. Don't just think about, that's a really good idea, but sit down like you would sit down to meditate. Clear yourself, you know. I like to do it at night if I take a nice bath and I get out and I feel like really cleansed, and it's part of cleansing, you know, it's part of cleansing the inside of yourself out. It's really, you'll write some things in there that you'll see, like that you're not valuing yourself, or valuing how far you've come, or giving yourself the credit, that you deserve. You'll see things in there that you aren't recognizing, but are coming up as insecurities or wounds right now. And you'll be able to see a different perspective on those when you write that letter to your younger self. If I could sit there and say, oh man, Holly, get some popcorn, we're going to be here a while. There'll be all kinds of stuff. I mean, I have done that several times, but I don't ever get through like the whole entire younger self, because my gosh, it'd be a long letter. But it's almost baffling, if you will. Like it's kind of mind-blowing. You always think about writing letters to other people and what you would want to say to the other people. And sometimes when you write a letter, it's not like just saying it. You have to think about it. And when you write it, you go back and you can re-look at it. And it sits with you in a different way. Something I think that you could really benefit from here, guys. It would help you to be able to ride the wave like what this is insinuating. It's almost, I feel like this, like giving yourself an experience, allowing yourself to have an experience is something else that's here as well. And not letting things kind of weigh you down. Did I mention that you're not listening to Spirit? Because they keep saying it. You have the Page of Cups here with the Page of Swords in reverse. So there you go, head over heart. Kind of get out of your head a little bit and get more into your heart space when it comes to making decisions. Maybe you're in your head too much when you make decisions and you're not listening to your heart at all. And yep, Ace of Wands. And I have the six Pentacles there on the other side in reverse. So you're not giving yourself that passion, that drive, that inspiration it is that is there for you. It's funny because we go through life in this is the way I see things. I think that when we're born on we have our destiny of what we're meant to kind of do. And then we all have to, Spirit has to kind of try to help us, it's funny because people, I think about sometimes, life, if you have more lives than this life, and how long is it that we actually stay in the spirit world before we go into the next life, all this kind of stuff I just think about. And I think about how many angels could we possibly be? Like, what's that army kind of look like up there? And then I think of situations like this where you have this predestined kind of path in some kind of way. Some people believe in that, some people don't. But I feel like there's always certain people for sure that you'll meet that are you're meant to meet in certain situations and places. And if you are following that path, if you're really listening to your heart and then letting your head best work that out in the way that it's meant to and not overthink about things, then you're able to find the balance like you're needing to find here. And it can really put you in the path that you're meant to be on, because we're born with that inner knowing. We're born with that inner compass. It's like having that compass inside your chest, on top of your heart. What if your heart was that? What if your heart was that compass to point you in the right direction? If you're consistently going back to it to check in with that and then work it out upstairs in your head properly, in a balanced way, you would ultimately reach your destined path. If we all did that, it would be grand. But there's so many angels because we as human beings struggle so bad at finding that direction. And it has to do with, you know, constantly learning and evolving. And if it wasn't for all that stuff, we wouldn't be able to evolve. You know, we have to go through situations and things. All that's important, but it doesn't keep us from ever having that feeling of knowing that we're meant to do something. Have you noticed that? You know, no matter what it is that you kind of experience or go through, even if you don't know what that is, you still have that feeling of purpose inside of you. We all have it. That's what it is. It's the reason it's there. And they're saying if you're not giving yourself that passion, that drive to find that purpose within, that true purpose, and allowing yourself to feel that inspiring kind of energy of life itself, then you're going to kind of lose that purpose over time. And you could even get to where it is that you want to go. But when you get there, it may not feel as good as it would if you maintained that balance the way to that point. But you have to give back to yourself equally in order to do that. Okay, let's get some tarot. What else, Spirit? Look at that right off the bat. They say, release that burden with this 10 of Wands in reverse. That elephant there, release that burden, let that go. Radical change. This is about knowing that you have too much burden on your back and needing to let go of it. Ace of Cups in reverse. This is causing you to lose this. This needs to change because it's causing you to lose this. There could be an opportunity here with the relationship for some of you. But this is really focused on your passion for what it is that you want. If you feel like your driven energy is to give to others and to be supportive or strong for others in some kind of way, this is exactly this message that came through in the beginning. You're gonna possibly take a chance on losing that heartfelt giving energy that you feel if the burden is too significant on you. Don't lose that purpose, that purposeful feeling. Let's keep going. See how you go from a 10 to an ace? It's because there's a new cycle and these are both blocked. Message is coming through in this way because they're wanting you not to miss out on this. Ride the wave. Hermit here. Virgo energy. Oh, 3 of Swords in reverse. One more. I need one more. The Emperor. Taking control of yourself. There's some things that you need to heal past. They're wanting you to look at the reason that you feel like you need to do this. It doesn't just have to do with your purpose of the nature of giving and you being a giving by nature type of person. As much so as there's something else here, there's a wound here that I feel like are already kind of aware of, that you need to kind of take a look at. And I think you may be kind of hesitant to take a look at that. But in order for you to ultimately stand into your power here and your strength in this Emperor energy of taking the lead with yourself and the direction that you guide yourself moving forward, there has to be some introspection here, some healing has to take place in order to get there. Oof. Guys, this is your energy. This is your energy. Everything is fine. Does everything look fine in this picture right here? Because it sure does not. Everything does not look fine. You could tell yourself, oh, it's okay. That's okay. It's fine. I can get over that. You may feel, this is what I'm talking about. You may feel like you've just, if things hurt that you're having to let go of, they're wanting you to pay attention to the pain that's here, and everything is not fine. This is the first card that the author made in this deck before she made anything else, and this is the Ten, representing the Ten of Swords. It's the same card that the Ten of Swords had, same image. It came out in reverse, and this is part of this right here. Stop acting like this is okay. It's not okay for you to do this. This is about self-love, guys. Ace of Cups here in reverse. Giving this love back to yourself is very important. This is this whole thing and what we're talking about here. Tell me more about this Ace of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Wands. So, there's two things I'm getting from this. This could be a relationship. This could be someone else that you feel very attracted or drawn to, but not kind of allowing yourself fully to go in that relationship or that direction. The other thing I'm getting is just what we've already kind of discussed. The Queen of Wands is Leo energy. It's that creative energy. And just like the number 3 in creation, it's the Empress. And it's about, the Queen of Wands is someone that has courage and strength and passion, and she does what she's nurturing with herself and what it is that she wants to accomplish and do. And she's very confident within herself. And if you continue with this lack of there may be a relationship here that you have a lack of confidence in. Okay, well, maybe that will come out in some more, but gaining confidence, especially for those of you that have been turned down from a relationship, for some of you, remaining confident through that is something else that's here. Or relationships not working out in the way that you've wanted them to, but remaining still excited, still passionate about things, still wanting to have that drive inside of you when it comes to relationships. But this is just goes into play with giving this back to yourself, giving yourself an opportunity to have fun. And Queen of Wands, she takes adventures. She goes and does what she feels passionate for, what she wants to do. She wants to be able to go and explore and have fun, and it's Leo's sun energy as well. So experiencing life and the joy of life and not wanting to lose that is something that's here, and this is the change that needs to take place. And this is why it's not okay to take on all these burdens and not recognize that within yourself. Not recognize the pain that's there, The Ten of Hermit. I don't know why I said the Ten of Hermit. I was thinking these two tens right here. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, which the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles are both closed off cards, right? Keeping to yourself, being secure within yourself. But you have this Eight of Pentacles here. This is about taking a break. Stop working on whatever it is that you're working on. Kind of step aside and take a little bit of a break, or hold on to, quit being so, there's a boundary that you've set here with yourself. This is what they're wanting you to go on and explore and have this introspection about, okay? The boundaries that you've set when it comes to overworking yourself in some kind of way and not allowing yourself to have freedom to take a break. That's what this is. You're not allowing yourself to do that. And this is what they want you to take a look at. Why is that? Why do you feel that way? What's the purpose behind that? Why is that there? Why do you feel like you can't give yourself rest? I don't know why this relationship thing keeps coming through as well, but wanting to hold on to something is something that's here as well. What is it you want to hold on to? How you want to, going on the hermit, if you're in a relationship or something to this nature, type of relationship or something, that something's here, and going on, even if it's a past relationship, going within to figure out how you want to move forward with that. Being honest with yourself about how you want to move forward with this, how you want to progress. There's a boundary that's been set in place. There's a not knowing how to move forward or evolve. Interesting. Okay, so why is the Three of Swords here? That came right out. The Two of Wands in reverse. I just feel like this is like things will heal when you step into this freedom of the unknown. Maybe things aren't quite working out in the way that you wanted them to for some of you, or maybe there's just a lack of being able to really bring the plan together. And this Three of Swords in reverse is a healing plan here, healing on top of this. Something here with Ride the Wave, it's emotional but healing in the same sense. And being able to not know what the future kind of has and stepping into faith is almost like something that you're not paying attention to or looking at. A test in your faith of what's meant for you and allowing yourself to be on this journey. It's part of what you've healed that you're not allowing yourself to see about yourself, is that you can have that faith in things and not trying to kind of take over and take control so much. So opening yourself up to being so strong within and not just so strong on the outside of yourself, but also being very strong within, especially when it comes to your emotional stability and allowing yourself to be free a little bit to explore the unknown and have faith that things will work out for your highest good. Being able to ride that wave in a playful way and in the experience. You know, those dolphins are riding that wave. They're not thinking about anything coming and getting them or happening to them. They're just having fun playing together. And it's very healing, you know, this temperance, number 14 here. It could also be the number 5, which can cause significant change and release tension as well. With the number 5 is that card of tension building. Tell me about the Emperor here. Tell me about the Emperor here. We have Leo, Virgo, and oh yeah, and Aries energy. So Yeah. They're telling you here with this Knight of Wands to clarify that Emperor, so that's kind of funny. Look at that. Oh man, guys. Okay. I gotcha. Whole story back here, by the way. So this Knight of Wands, this is about you using this. I mean, the Knight of Wands, sometimes they can get kind of a bad rep when you're doing a kind of a love reading. It can be a very playful, fun, and quick, adventurous kind of energy, but very kind of player-like. But when you're looking at it in the way that we're looking at it here with you, this is about you getting your spark back. This is about you getting that drive back. And if you're going to be such a strong exterior, strong character, then to own that with the Emperor. But do it in a way where it has to do with self inside, you know, like that Aries energy, I am. And representing how you honor yourself as well is part of giving back to yourself and letting yourself know that you have faith in what you're doing is correct, or you're listening to is correct, or what you're gaining is correct, or people that come into your life are purposeful, meant for you, or allowing yourself to have those experiences and not closing yourself off or having too firm of boundaries here is something that's very important, because Spirit could be sending you all kinds of stuff. Oh, they've done great. Let's give them this. They've done good. Let's give them this. Let's try to give them this so we can boost their they need some more drive. They need some more inspiration. They're starting to feel a little down. You know, and you could be somebody that's kind of praying about that. You could be saying, you know, I need to get out of this rut. I need this and that. And maybe the whole bigger picture or the plan's not exactly in place yet. And it's part of the unknown that you can't see. It's going to be more of a future energy, but you just can't see it yet. So Spirit's coming in and giving you all these opportunities or these things, and they could come in the way of a relationship here that could help you to kind of pull you out of that space that you're praying for someone to get you out of, and let you have these experiences to where you can bring balance back to yourself and bring this fiery kind of nature that you had in probably the very beginning of this back in. It's like they're trying to give you what you're asking for, but it's not coming in the way that you want it. It's not, you're not seeing it. Sometimes I think we see things more in a logical way, what makes sense to us logically, versus what we need in our heart in order for our compass to get back on track. Does this make sense to you guys? Because the bottom of the deck here, you have this Eight of Swords, which is this trapped energy, putting yourself in this space to where you're saying that you can't get yourself out of something right now. You can't release yourself of something here. You know, that's where you are here. You're not even looking at anything, which you have your head down here. She's blindfolded here, and her hands are tied, but she can get out of this. You know, these swords are all logical ways of thinking too, or thoughts that maybe not be actually correct, but just ideas or anxieties that are just circling you, but you can kind of just walk right out of that if you really wanted to, you know. Seven of Pentacles is about investing in something long term. So this may be something that you're sitting and waiting for, you've been waiting on, some sort of long-term success that takes place here with that, or you're just looking at things long-term and how things will progress of what it is that you want. In the Ten of Cups, this is somebody, I mean, look at her. She's literally looking at those plants like, I sure wish that they would give me this Ten of Cups. I'm ready to get to this Ten of Cups here, but you're not even giving yourself an Ace of Cups, so keep that in mind. This doesn't just have to do with the fact that this is emotional fulfillment, but here's the offer, you know, from Spirit, and you're like, emotional fulfillment comes in all kinds of different ways. And Spirit's kind of sitting here going, well, it's putting you in a place to where you feel like there's a lack of harmony here in your life because you don't have this full Ten of Cups that you're looking for. or that you can have, or that you want, or that, and they're saying you have that. It's in front of you. You're not seeing it. You have this Four of Wands, which is the card of union in reverse. It's a lack of harmony, a lack of union, a lack of coming together, a lack of reuniting. And this could just be with self, you know. This is someone that's being way too defensive here. And they're saying you need to let your guard down. It's been here, it's been here. Needing to let your guard down a little bit. And taking opportunities. This is the thing that I just got done discussing. This is what Spirit's saying. If you want us to give you this 10 of Cups, you're going to have to let your guard down a little bit and take the opportunities that we kind of give to you. Even if they don't look exactly like what they look like, or you feel like they should look like, they're still what's in front of you. I just got the funniest thing. It's like going through the desert, you know, looking for water, and you finally get water in front of you, but it's not exactly the water that you wanted. And it's like, what? But this is water. So it's like the emotions, right? Looking for that 10 of Cups. I'm going to search for this 10 of Cups, and then getting an opportunity for that, but it not being entirely in the form that you thought it would be or should be. And this could just be in the way of you having fun with someone, or that playful energy here, Queen of Wands. Turning down an opportunity because doesn't fit into the mold that you have placed on yourself of the goal that you've kind of wanted. And they're saying, we're trying to give you what it is you're asking for, what we can give you, what you're capable of having right now, and because you need to get back to a better place where you feel better about where you are in your life and all that other stuff we talked about. You need to get back into this Nine of Wands and take control of that. Not knowing if you're going to get your heart broken here is something that's real heavy as well. Fear of if you could ever heal from something is something that's here as well. So you're not allowing yourself to even follow through with that wave. So these are the messages from heaven, communication cards. So we'll just see what comes out. These were a gift to the channel by Marina. Okay, so we have, we're helping to bring a little luck your way. You deserve it. Number 5, guys. That's awesome. Super synchronistic. Actually, let's get one more. I want to get one more. Spirit, can I have one more? Thank you. And it's the bird. Oh my gosh, guys, this is freaky. Okay, ready? I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see this. These birds are almost look exactly alike. Do you see it? They're both, oh gosh, I hope y'all can see that. They're both orange. They both have an orange chest. They're the same bird. They're the same bird. It's almost like Spirit saying, ask for one more card. It's the number 6, by the way, 5 and 6. I asked for one more card, and they gave me this. And that's like them saying, hello, we're here. We're trying to connect with you. Birds are messengers we use to connect with you. Birds are messengers that we use to connect with you. I don't even know what to say after that. I think that's pretty much says everything, right? You need to be mother bearing yourself right now. You need to step into that place where you're giving back to yourself just like you're giving to everyone else, okay? You need to mother bear yourself. Allow yourself to do some things here. We're helping to bring you a little luck on your way. You deserve it. Birds are messengers we use to connect with you. Gotta listen. Seek. Look at that, right in the heart space. The answers that you seek, right there, when she's touching her heart. Okay, no, one more. They say one more. Thanks. Find your center. Your heart and your center. You gotta find that heart, that compass. Guys, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Awfully crazy. Here we go. Seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing that's in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. So when it comes to following your heart space, the way that I kind of look at things, and that being that inner compass, that center there, yourself, where you know to go back to your heart and let things lay on your heart and how they feel, then you use your head to kind of logically work things out. Try not to overthink it. Always go back to your heart. I always feel like, what if Spirit's using us in a way to help someone else, but we're not following that compass, we're not following that heart, we're not following that direction because we're not in balance with ourselves. You know, we may be at times, and Spirit uses us at times, and this may be your time, and they're trying to get you to this place so you maybe can be helping someone else in a certain kind of way. And it could be someone that you're connected to here, in a friendship or a friend. Playfulness here. So find your center. Your outside world is a reflection of a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? You really need to kind of take another look at yourself and where you are. And allowing yourself to give you something you deserve for a little bit. An experience. I am going to get one postcard from Spirit just because I feel called to do that, and then I'll read from the book towards the end. That way, if you don't want to listen to the poem, you don't have to. With love. This is all a message of love. They're coming in with love, just so you know. Hard love. Dear you, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind actions that you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. So when you think about something and you place judgment on that thing that you think about, you always need to go back to what your motives are and why it is that you want that in the first place. Is it coming from love? Is it coming from logic? Is it coming from a need? Where is it coming from? Are you just doing it to do it? We kind of talked about that a little bit up here. What's the whole purpose behind it? What's the purpose behind your purpose? Okay. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think that it will bring you a feeling of related to the outcome you seek, like safety or wholeness. There's something to do with your value within yourself and developing that in a way of how others value is how much you can kind of give to others. Could be not for all of you, but something that's definitely coming up here, okay? Know that you will see a reflection. Yes, because could be, now this is making sense. The seek here and all this, there could be something or a higher purpose than what you're really seeing. It's not maybe just about what you can give to others material-wise, but what you can also provide to others when it comes to you, yourself, your soul, and your spirit, and sharing that with others. And maybe that's the experience of the hardship itself. When we go through things and stuff to this nature, we work in a certain kind of way, or we're hard on ourselves in a certain way, and we learn and evolve and change. We know things, and we've been through past that some other people maybe have not necessarily went through, and they could be people that are close to you that could resonate with things that could give, you could be giving them some sort of light guidance, you know? And to deny yourself of that because you don't feel like you're valued enough, what you're giving is valued enough, because you can't offer them anything tangible, is not recognizing the worth that you have within. And it goes back to this: the Emperor knows how valuable he is within himself. He knows his true self, and he knows what he's capable of, and what he can offer to others, especially to do with his, you know, mental capacity, what he shares, his wisdom, his guidance, his grace. And this is part of what you have inside of you in your soul, is your real purpose. Your real purpose. And that holds no resentments in the future. But it's something you're not allowing yourself to give to others because you don't recognize the value within, outside of yourself in some kind of way. Really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that. You could be very inspiring to other people more than what you're realizing. Okay. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motive that drives you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled into the direction your soul calls you towards? Joy, discovery, growth, or adventure, participating in something compelling or meaningful without trying to define it. If you can step forward, surrender to whatever spirit has in store for you, you will be amazed at how things turn out. Because you don't have to have this knowing of the future. We don't always have to know for sure. Check your motives and then hand them over to Spirit. Everybody here wants the best for you. Life loves you more than you know. If you are doing what you feel guided to do, if you are doing what you feel like is on your heart, or what you feel called, or with the love that you feel you're doing out of love, you're doing it out of all that. It's that call, that pull is there to guide you. And then you just have to give your motives in check. You know, okay, why am I doing this? Think about that. Let that sit. And then offer that to Spirit and say, I know I'm doing it for the right reason. So I guess whatever happens, it's meant to happen for me, right? Okay, I'm going to grab one of these and then we'll get a read the book. Can I have one of these, please? Motivation cards. These are the Spirit Junkie cards. Look at this. Well, of course we had to end on this note. Oh my gosh, I love this reading. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. Oh my gosh, that is freaking amazing. Love that. That is awesome. This is so synchronistic reading. I love this reading. So A Cup of Courage here. Josie Harrington Cloud. And I bought this in a local bookstore. It's a really old book, you can tell. I thought it had that, 1967 here. Was dedicated in 1967. The author signed it here. And it was to a friend, and happy reading to my friends. Isn't that sweet? And you can tell how old the book is. I just think that's awesome. I just love it. Love it. Okay, so pile one, please, Spirit. What's pile one's poem? Okay, extravaganza. We also have Love's Great Gift. I may read that, guys, Love's Great Gift. if y'all don't want to stay for that, that's fine. Y'all can just carry on, but I'm going to read this one for sure. Extravaganza. Sometimes the heart will cry for things while dreamy hours go by on wings. It ponders how a treasure may be brought when means are lesser than the sought. Did I say dreamy hours or years? Do willful ways bring tears? The thing I sought, too bad, I bought, and now it's just as how I thought. I'm sorry. So that kind of ties into this part of this reading here as well. I'm going to let that one just kind of sit with you guys. If you want to go back and listen to it again. I think the top portion is really important as well, but the bottom portion is more about what could actually take place or happen here. So guys, if y'all want to listen to this, the longer poem, I'm going to put it at the end of the video. So stay after charms and stuff, and you can listen to that one. Let's get some charms, some key cards. Not charms, key cards. Let's get some charms instead of key cards today. Why not? I said it. Let's just do it. Careful not to burn myself here. That wouldn't be very good. I have to edit that out for sure. Guys, these charms. Oh man. There could be relationship in the balance here. You could feel very connected here to someone, or you feel like someone is connecting with you in a very significant heart space. This is like having a heart of gold, you know. You just feel very connected to someone here. And then also, this is the heart chakra with all the green, and it's a dragon. So it's like that driven, that fiery kind of energy that we've been talking about. You have, I'm not going to tell you the county here, it says, but it's caregivers, and it has all these children here in the background. It's the caregiver pin, and it's about you being kind of an inspiration to some extent, I think, for some of you, and how you can inspire others to own their own power, you know, in a way. But also this could have to do with creating what it is that you've always kind of wanted for yourself, and that drive behind that, something that's there. So this is the safety pin. So there's something that you want to hold on to, or something that you want to, the security even, or safety of where you are, is something that you want to hold on to, but it's also something that you could put a pin in, you know, to be able to have some joy in your life, some things in your life. You can always put a pin in some stuff so that you can pick yourself up and get back to this fiery nature that you've been looking for. So this is a purse with a heart on it. So carrying around your heart in a purse isn't going to help. Why don't you get it out of the purse, you know, and kind of use it for a little bit. You know, keeping your heart very secure beside you is something that's here, and letting your guard down a little bit so that you can have love in your life. We have the hashtag, so there's more under the surface. We have the Winnie the Pooh here, which is such a sweet and giving energy, right? And he's always after that honey. So you have someone around you that could just be wanting to feel your sweetness, you know, want to be around you and have that playful energy that's there. And you may be looking at this person as maybe with how giving they are, how playful they are, or whatever, could be like a red flag for you. But I think that there's more than meets the eye with that. I think that you may be kind of, you know, your boundaries might be too strong there, and you may be kind of getting in your head a little bit. Winnie the Pooh is actually very innocent. You also have Eeyore here, and this is significant here for me with this card, because this is about Eeyore always has his head down. Not looking at Winnie the Pooh, not wanting to, you know, to have that. This is a very, very awesome friendship here, by the way, as well. Pooh always makes Eeyore feel better. Pooh always makes Eeyore, gives him always this great wisdom and advice and things. And you see how Eeyore has his head down but his ears out. So, and this is listening. you need to listen to whoever this is someone that you may be looking at as a red flag, but they're actually giving you some sort of significant advice. Okay. Or they're just there to give to you. Okay. So we have a lot in the bowl. Oh, look. You have the, taking a leap there with the shoe. So we have X, E, D, N. I heard extend some reason in my head. R. We have G, H, A. Sorry about my dog, guys. He's just sitting here beside me. What, babe? What's going on? Huh? Z, S, C. We have a lot in the bowl. We have 2 R's. Rest and relax. Definitely. Are you okay? Got a bug? Got a bug in your ear? What's going on? G, R, R, H, K, V, C, N, look, Zen, right here. J, just cause, being Zen, being that center, you know, being that space. Why? Just cause you deserve it. They've been trying to give it to you for a while. So I'm gonna hold these up and I'm gonna leave you guys here. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope that this all resonates and makes sense to you guys. Good luck to you guys moving forward, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, guys, so these poems, this poem just got to me so bad. So I'm going to go ahead and read this now. So if you've wanted to hear this, it's a little bit longer, but it's awesome. Love's Great Gift. Okay. Years ago, when he was small, I visioned him grown up and tall, with virtues many, flaws but few. He would gain wisdom as he grew. Then it was that I began searching anxiously for you. Like any doting, loving mother, to me he was fairer than any other. I never could see his doing wrong, a youth who loved beauty and song. I kept reminding myself that you would be strong. He showed no sign of special talent, except that he was courageous and very valiant. So often he sat and gazed into the blue, watching plains while his dreams grew. Then I knew that you would be soft-spoken, kind, and true. His burning desire to learn to fly would be stronger than any earthly tie, and it would take him much strength to wait, hour upon hour, when a plane was late. Then one day there you stood, with my son at the gate. He had chosen you to be his wife. She's what I waited for all my life, Mother, he said. The strange way God takes our lives and has full sway. Brought back to mind was that eventful day, when he was small, a tack in jeans, and his mother's head was full of dreams. Foolish, perhaps, to ask God for things. That her son's wife be a person who sings. Your happy smile, oh, the joy it brings. Oh my gosh. Guys, that got me so bad. So we also have the number 28 and 29 here. That may be significant to say. Pile 2. So if you chose the Luna Soul Tarot, this is going to be your reading. We're going to start with some oracles first, guys. We're going to start with the Enchanted Map Oracles. My ear's already ringing. Y'all might have a message come through this reading here from someone. Okay, I'm going to put that in the back of my mind. And we're going to keep going. We'll see what happens. So, pile 2. I got someone here on standby. It feels so weird. Okay, pile 2. Let's just keep going here. So we're going to use these Enchanted Map Oracles are going to tell me where you are currently, okay? And then we're going to hopefully pull another one that will give me a look at where you're possibly headed or where you could be headed. So let's see, pile 2. Where are they currently? Pile 2, where are they currently? Okay, so you have the compass here with the number 5 or 50. And then you also have number 28 with movement. Wow, lots of movement. Now this was in reverse when it came out. There's a stagnancy that's here, huh? When it comes to learning something or completing a cycle of some sort. I think that what they're kind of insinuating here is that you may have a lack of direction you have this sense of knowing that you want to make a change, or maybe you may be kind of juggling 2 different scenarios or 2 different ideas of your life and not knowing how to kind of bring everything together. Or you may feel like there's some kind of movement that's been halted or that is at a pause that hasn't changed in the way that you wanted it to. You could feel like you're at the end of a cycle here, guys, in your life, and this could just have to do with the new year. But you're sitting here at this end of this new year, you know, or whatever that is for you, this timeless reading, so whatever that looks like for you. You're sitting at the end of this cycle here, this period in your life where you're taking that look back and you're thinking of how you're sitting in a place where you have 2 kind of options, or you've been juggling 2 different things in your mind about something it is that you want to do and how to pursue that, and not knowing the direction that you need to take, and a lack of closure or a lack of movement in that area. So you ended, for some of you, if this is the end of the new year, then you ended the new year with the lack of being able to have that clear direction on how you want to move forward. And it's not a comfortable place. You don't want to be in this place. You have this urgency about things too, that you want to charge forward with something here. And you feel like you're reflecting on what parts of it are parts of what you feel destined to do, and what parts of it are not coming from a place that you feel like would follow through or help you in any kind of way or bring some kind of value to you. You're really looking at a situation and weighing up your options. And one of them, I think, has to do with taking a leap. So you may be kind of sitting and trying to figure out if you should take a leap on something. And this leap that you may be taking could bring harmony in your life, but it could also bring a sense of toxicity as well with it. So whatever leap you're thinking about taking here is you're taking a second look at that, and you're realizing that you feel stagnant. You're like, I got to make a decision about this. I got to figure out where my north node is here. What is this movement I need to go in? And there's just wanting to do this, it's just wanting to move forward with this is here. But there could be something that's stopping you. There could be something that you may get this kind of energy of wanting to do this, and you feel like you're going to, and right when you make the plan, either it doesn't turn out right, or right when you go towards making that choice, something stops it or something halts what's going on here. And that may cause some frustration, which is also causing this urgency behind you. It's like you're tired of thinking about it. It's like, I'm tired of being here. I'm tired of juggling this. I'm tired of having to make this decision. I'm tired of not knowing which decision to make, and all this reflection that I've been having to do. I just want to move. I just want to make some kind of movement. I want there to be a next step for me. I feel like maybe you need some kind of it's a new energy that you're looking for. And it's an end thing. And it can cause a lot of other things. And that's part of why you're hesitant, by the way, as well. So, where are you trying to get to? There's a 5 again. Interesting. So where are you trying to get to? Where is it that you're going, pile 2? Where is it that you want to be? 2 more cards. You're coming in pairs of 2, so lots about making decisions and balance. So you have Spark, the number 34. This could be part of a relationship that you're wanting to kind of move on, that you've been reflecting on so much. If you want to play this, if you should keep playing this relationship, if you should keep growing this relationship and the stability of that itself. Music may be really significant here. There has something to do with you getting your heart broken in the future. You have 3 hearts here, so like the 3 of Cups. Then you also have these 2 flames that are coming off of it, so that would be like the 2 of Wands. Music notes here in the background. You also have a white moth that's down here, so there's some kind of shadow aspects that you have already seen clearly, and that's why you're so impatient here, I feel like, in some sense. I think that you've already come to some sort of a clarity that basically, I think that you feel like the decision that you're making has to do with a heart decision. You may be weighing up certain people too for some of you. There's something here that you're wanting to spark. Like, and you have wisdom of the awareness. The number 3. So there really is significance here, and this was in reverse as well, as you see, but this looks like the 3 of Pentacles. It also looks like the Emperor and the High Priestess and the Hierophant. And it's given me all this direction of needing to understand and know where you need to go to create what it is that you want. And you haven't, I feel like you've kind of went through this journey to where you feel like you understand the significance of the balance that's here, or the decision that's here. But you're going off of this initial spark here. You're going off of this heart. It's like I can clearly see where it is I need to be. It's funny too, because this being in reverse, you would think you don't know everything, or you can't see everything. This might be part of it too. It may be something that you might realize later. But really what I'm getting from this Wizard in reverse is it's like you know as much as you know up until this point, and then you don't know anything else. You don't know the rest of it. You don't know what the future part of it holds, you know? It's like that. Funny too here, because you have 3 and 3, which is 6, and 6 and 4, which is 10. So there's the 10 again that you're looking for. And it has to do with growth and stability. You're wanting that spark. So this is future energy. This is what you want. This is where you're headed. This is what you're contemplating. I'm actually going to leave this one in reverse so I can remember how that was exactly. Sorry about my dogs, guys. Basically what I'm getting from this, guys, is that you're trying to decide whether or not you're going to move forward on something, and there may be some things that are unknown. You're having to kind of base that decision off of the unknown. And I just got the craziest thing. She's sitting there playing the violin, and I was feeling like playing the fiddle, you know, and then I was thinking about selling your soul to the devil, you know. Okay, guys. So the song that was coming to my mind was "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," and it talks about the devil being that they're trying to look for a soul to steal, and there is someone that he meets that is a fiddle player, and he was in a bind, and he was willing to make a deal, basically making a deal with the devil. I think the unknown that you have here is you don't know if this is something that is good or not good for you. You don't know if this is something that is right or wrong for you. And I think that you have this fear, you've had this fear, or you have it now, of if you're kind of taking a risk here, this is something that you don't know if it's right or wrong, good or bad for you. And if you do that, what will happen, and you don't want to get to that point to where you're wanting something to go so quickly, you feel like you're just in a hurry with things, and then later down the line, you realize this wasn't good, and you can't go back. And in a way, you're wanting that to see things clearly. You want to be able to have a clear decision on which direction that you take, and not knowing any of this and not being able to structure any of this is keeping you in a place to where there's a lack of movement. There's a delay. And it's like this is a cycle that would be continuously repeating in your mind, and that's what's kind of keeping you in a stuck kind of energy. Head over heart in a way, but really it's more focused on good or bad, the decision that you want to make. I can tell you, I think that you want to make this decision to move forward and to have this spark, and all this is here. But you're still reflecting on it because you don't know what it will create here in the end. It's exactly what it is. And so you're just kind of stuck. I think you may also there's a part of you that if this is someone else that you're involved with, there may be a piece of you that is unsure about the other person's intentions. And I think that might be something that you're afraid of getting further down the line and then realizing that they weren't exactly who they were playing themselves out to be, and that's always a chance in a way on someone taking a risk. You really have to listen to your heart there. You have to know yourself and have that self-awareness. And you're just afraid of that, not having that. You're afraid of not recognizing it because you feel so drawn into this spark that you feel. And this is also representing, she's on a stage here. When the music stops could be part of this as well. Like when the spark goes away, then what will happen? Not just for you, I think you think about this with someone else. Or when you get older, because you have this older man that's here. You have the 3 here, which is the Empress energy, and you have 34 here, and 3 and 4 is the Empress and Emperor, which is a card I see here is the Emperor. So you could be connecting with someone you feel like is a divine counterpart, and you're reflecting on that, trying to figure that out. And these being in mirrored kind of numbers, reverse numbers, they could be doing the same, balancing things out as well, especially if there's a pause here. What question? These are empowering question cards. What question should they be asking here, Spirit? What question should Pile 2 be asking here? How would I want people to remember me when I'm no longer here? That's important, especially when you're trying to make this decision. And one of the best things you could ask yourself would be that. How would I want people to remember me? What do you want to be remembered as? What do you want to be remembered by? You really go far above and beyond. I'm not talking about what other people think about you. What do you represent for yourself? especially when it comes to taking chances, because that's something that's here with that frog. Drinking the poison is the thing that keeps coming to mind. Like, you're afraid you're just drinking poison. Because this frog here in this card, I don't know why I know this, but that frog is actually poisonous. That type of frog is actually poisonous. If it's the one that's in my head. So that leap, taking that leap is something that you're trying to make sure that it's not you just drinking the poison, and it's more you following your north note. But what do you want to be remembered as when you're no longer here? What kind of person do you want to represent? And how in depth is that? What is the most important thing for me at this time, at this moment? You need to be thinking about, especially your happiness is part of this. What is the most important thing to you at this time for you to be kind of focused on, for yourself, for you? What is, for you, you can say, this right here is what I really need to spend my time focused on. I need to kind of be working on this. I need to be building on this. And then also, you really need to, there's this energy here of you really thinking about what it is that you would want to be remembered as, and really take to depths with that, guys. It's good to have, be fortunate in this life, and that's one of the things that you can be remembered by. But there's so many other things that you could be remembered by that could help inspire others in ways that you couldn't imagine. And sometimes that comes with taking risk. Most of the time that does come with taking risk, of not knowing what the future holds. What do you feel like right now for you is something that you really would bring happiness to you? What is it right now that would make you feel good, would be very important to you at this time, that you need to focus on, that you need to think about? Taking care of yourself in that kind of way. What do you need? What are your needs? What needs do you have that aren't being met? And how can you get those fulfilled at this time that would be better for you or beneficial to you in some kind of way? Interesting. These are how to kind of, I want to pull one more, I don't know why, but we're going to. These are kind of how to help you to understand how to make the decision it is that you're trying to make. What is my gift to the world? Maybe hard for you to make whatever decision that you're trying to make here, because one of the reasons is because if you're thinking you're afraid you're going to sell your soul to the devil in a way, or get your heart broken in the end because of toxicity that's going to come out, looking at that and thinking, why is that I feel that way about it though? Is it because I feel like it's bad and so I feel like it's going to eventually break me? Or is that the way other people are kind of putting impression on it? If you knew, that's one way to really figure out what it is exactly that's important to you. This is why I'm struggling here. Want to be, know how to remember, wanting to know, how would I want people to remember me when I'm no longer here is, being true to your purpose and helping others, inspiring others, bringing others spark is something that's here. And being able to play that out in a way where you're not so concerned about having 100 support. It's like doing something that you feel like nobody's supporting you in. Nobody's going to support this. Nobody. And it's all going to end up bad. I'm going to get to that point. It's not going to go right. And then everybody's going to tell me about how it didn't go right. And they knew they should have listened. I should have listened to their advice. You know, I don't want to go through that. I want this to work out, but I don't have anybody supporting me here that they can see what I see. Well, they're not going to be able to see what you see because they don't have your purpose and they haven't had your experiences either. So this is your destined path or your life path. And you need to remember that. So sit down and think about, if you were actually 100% supported, what choices would you make for yourself? If you knew you would be 100% supported on what it is that you feel like you're driven to do, or what it is that you feel in your heart to do, or whatever your decision you're weighing up, what choice would you actually make? And then go from that, and then follow through with your head. And what makes sense to you, and what's important to you. Not what's important to everyone else's or what everyone else wants for you, but what is important to you. You know, it's like someone sitting there telling you that, I think it's kind of strange, guys. I figured this out. Since I'm single, you know, when you're around people, they're trying to push other people on you, you know, like, oh, you know, you should date, or you should do this, or you should that. And for a long time that happened, and I was like, I don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't have that want to where I want to do that. I know myself, and I know that I'm not ready for something like that, and or I'm not in a position to where I want to explore anything. You know, I just don't want that for myself. And I don't know that I necessarily even will ever want to get married again in the same sense, you know, and that's okay for me. I'm okay with not knowing that. But others, it's not. And I'm like, they don't understand it, you know. Sometimes people don't understand being alone and why you would choose to be alone. And it's not so much that, it's that I'm wanting to build the relationship I have with myself so that I can be a better person or a better partner for someone else. You know, I want to get to that point to where I understand myself, and I'm not putting all my shadow stuff on someone just the way I wouldn't want that person to be putting all their stuff on me, you know. But of course I would, y'all know me, I'd help them through it for sure. Hard for me to keep my mouth shut on some of that stuff. That's why it's difficult probably to be in a relationship with me, because I'm probably going to trigger you, but that's okay. But still kind of going towards, if you don't feel, you know, doing what you feels right for you is real heavy here. And what's most important for you? What would happen if I didn't try to control my future? Thanks. That's why I wanted to get one more. What would happen if you didn't try to control your future? What would happen if you just kind of was like, you know, I just know what's important to me. I'm going to keep that safe. And I know one day I'll be remembered for good things because I'm doing everything for good reasons that I feel within myself. Not doing anything to hurt anyone. Like you got the 7 of Swords here. So being too strategic is something that's here, okay? Don't leave that trail too much to where you're falling into the toxicity. Remain pure here and remain honest. It's the only way to not deceive anyone or anything is just to be honest and truthful. of what you want, you know, for yourself. What else do you want to tell us for call 2? Well, so we have Death in reverse. There's this energy here. And the King of Cups in reverse. You may be having a hard time finding your balance, you know, being able to balance out your emotional state. And this is something that this is why you haven't moved forward. You know, these are both cards of not closing a cycle out. So maybe you were in hopes of that and that kind of didn't happen, and this could be someone else. These are both Scorpio energies, by the way, which is things wanting things to transform, but you're trying to control how things transform as well, and that's what's creating that blockage that you're not seeing. Releasing a sense of that and just allowing things to unfold naturally, like death would come, you know, and allowing things to have a significant rebirth when it comes to your emotions. Your emotions are not in a place to where you can you need to balance those out. That's why you haven't closed the cycle. That's why everything that you're wanting hasn't went forward, is because of this need to control what the future looks like. That's why this is in reverse. But underlining that, it has to do with your emotions, not feeling emotionally stable about making that decision. That's why there's this stagnancy. That's why things haven't changed for you. Yeah, look at that. The Six of Discs, equally giving, and the Two of Cups in a partnership. This is a part of this. This has to do with the relationship here, guys, obviously. You have Two of Cups now, that's soulmate energy. In reverse, it's a disconnect. So there's someone here that and you have all these hearts here, and you have these little hearts here. There's 6 hearts here, so hearts and money. So there's not an equal kind of give and take, or someone's giving more than the other. The wanting to find that balance is here. Understanding that balance is here, of what's the differences between love and the material kind of things, and the reasons of kind of doing those things. Something else that's coming up. You have the Two of Cups here in reverse. So there's a disconnect that's here, and I think a disconnect from the partnership, or how possibly you feeling like this partnership is something that can come into play. Let's get some more before I go in too far into that. Okay, well, just the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is about a misunderstanding when it comes to a partnership here, of what you're giving to one another. And you have material and heart stuff here. Pentacles and love. Pentacles and Ace and Cups, you know? So, grounded equal emotion, giving back and forth. And you're not completely stable when it comes to that. You may feel like someone else may misunderstand what it is that you want from a connection, or you may feel like other people just might misunderstand, and there might be some kind of heavy misunderstanding that takes place there. The Five of Discs in reverse with the Three of Cups here. This is about coming together and coming out of the cold. And it's also about, you know, coming out of a financial... Some of y'all may be getting into a relationship where there's finances involved. So you may be kind of moving into a relationship where it's more maybe even financially secure, and you're worried about how other people are kind of going to perceive that on you, or how you want to be remembered in that kind of way. And if that is coming up, you need to take a look at that and understanding what here is important to you in that whole kind of nature. What is it that is important to you behind that? And what are your motives there behind that? And not so much what everybody else is, the way everybody else is kind of perceiving things. And your motives is how you find that direction of what decision to make, what you can commit to or work with here. Your motives. What's the reasons really behind why you're kind of giving to this connection, or why you want this connection, or even if there's a misunderstanding here from people around you. You may have also left someone in the cold here just because of this very reason, because you feel like this would be misunderstood, even though you may feel connected to this person. Why is death here? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Well, so normally the Page of Pentacles is, first off, there's an apology that could be significant here from you or someone. But also the Page of Pentacles is someone that's offering a start, a new start, a solid new start, wanting to have that fresh, solid new start. And it's the Death. So there's something you're clinging on to that's preventing this. This is again a card of procrastination, procrastinating, making a choice, moving forward. Has to do with this King of Cups here in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. You got a lot of stuff going on in your emotional space. That's why you're so out of balance. And the things that came out after all those cards tried to flip, because that's how your thought process is. You have the Seven of Cups, which is about making a choice. And look how unhappy she looks at making choices. Now, these choices are significant for your reading, because they have to do with not only the good things, the negative things, but the illusions of things. This is your mindset when it comes to your emotions, and this is why you're out of balance. And the Sun. And this right here, a repetitive kind of message, especially this card right here, by what is most important to you. What choices do you have here to move in a positive direction here? This is also a card of healing and clarity. And searching for this clarity is a big part of this whole reading. Trying to figure out what it is that's going to make everyone happy, or going to make you happy. And not knowing what that is where you're out of balance. This pause here that you're having is about you controlling the future and needing to have that plan, that structure, that... I can't believe we haven't seen the Emperor yet, or at least the King of Swords. But why is the Six of the Six of Pentacles is here with the Two of Swords, so this is that making that decision of if you want to give, I feel like also as well, to this connection, or making that decision of finding that balance in this connection, and equal give and take of what you're giving, what you're receiving versus the other person as well. Or even just giving or taking this person's gift, even if this is the Six of Pentacles. You normally have that person that's giving the Pentacles to the others. Hold on. They have the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Swords here. This could have to do with moving away with something, moving away from something that where you don't feel like you're finding what it is that you want here, and you want to move away to go find that Nine of Cups, and you're in this Eight of Swords energy, so you're in this trapped energy with being able to do what it is that you want here. And maybe you want to give to this partnership in a way, but you're having a hard time making that decision. You may also be having a hard time again making that decision based off of what is that this person wants. That's where you start to get in your head, and that's what causes a disconnect and misunderstanding here. This is a card of being in your head. This Four of Swords in reverse is either you're sitting on information that isn't necessarily true, and you've just overanalyzed something to where now you're very misunderstood or very restless with your mind about making these decisions. Lots of twos here. I said that in the beginning, you have these two wands that want to come out. You have the Two of Cups, Two of Swords. What is the Two of Cups in reverse for? Okay. There's the Eight of Cups again. And the Nine of Wands. So this is becoming a big struggle for you. You feel like this You feel like this disconnect here from someone is becoming a struggle, is becoming hard on you. Too hard on you. It's something that you want to fight for, because this is the Nine of Wands, which is that wounded warrior. So being disconnected in a way is hard, but it is still something that you want to fight for it, but you just want to move away from this having to battle this out, having to try to decide what to do. This is hard. This is like a hard relationship or a hard decision or a hard situation. It's a struggle. Especially if you there's distance here. And you wanting to kind of move away from that. Why is this Eight of Cups here? I want to see something else. Why is the Eight of Cups here? Give me one more for that one. This is Eight of Cups. The Five of Swords in reverse. You want to move away from feeling conflicted about this. If you have some kind of, how do I say this? Help me out here, Spirit. If you have some kind of truth I feel like you've been kind of holding on to, maybe not moving forward with something and disconnecting in some kind of way, because you had to kind of think about things and you've made amends here. This goes back into reasoning behind that. Maybe you weren't honest about that. For some of you, if you were in a connection with someone and you moved away from that person because it was emotionally too difficult, the relationship, that's part of the reason that you wanted to make amends here, because it was being away from this person was emotionally difficult. But that's something I don't think you were honest with that person about if you've made amends. The Three of Wands. You are completely beside yourself about this future energy, waiting to see what happens, waiting to see. You're losing. It's like someone that's losing sleep from waiting to see what happens, you know? Tell me more about the Three of Wands. The Seven of Discs, not knowing how to, you don't know what to do. Seven of Discs, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. The Five of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. And the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Four of Cups in reverse. The King of Wands and the Page of Cups. There's the Emperor. I knew he was going to come out. Look at him. He's looking at everything. He's the way I got him propped up there. He's looking at everything. If y'all can see it. The Page of Cups here in reverse. That's an apology as well. The King of Wands in the reverse. Aries energy here. It's almost like for this to be your bottom of the deck energy, your overall energy, there's a lot of thinking going on here, guys. You're trying to have more mental capacity than what you possibly can when it comes to your future. You're trying to look so far into the future and how things are going to work out and making sure they're going to work out for everyone's kind of benefit or in the right way, that it's virtually impossible for you to move forward now in any kind of direction, because there's no way that you can see that far into the future, because there's other people, other things, and everything that plays into that. There's so many other elements that play into that, and decisions along the way, not just from you but others. There's no way to be able to grasp that far into the future kind of energy. But you're trying to do that, and you can't do that. And that's why you're so far in your head here, and you feel restless. Because there's an energy of wanting to kind of work on this. There's an energy of wanting to invest or waiting for an investment. These are both two cards of waiting for something. And you have this King of Wands here in reverse, which is, I think you may be losing focus on what is the most important thing to you here with the Four of Cups in reverse. Choosing your own happiness here. You're starting to lose focus on what that is, because you're getting I feel pressure from making this decision, and you're getting too far into the future of it and what's right and wrong with it, that you're losing that drive to want to do what's the best, choosing this happiness here, or being aware that you could lose something here. And then you have this Ten of Swords in reverse, which is not wanting this to happen. You don't want to participate in this ending or betrayal or loss, or you don't want things to end here. You don't want there to be this. And it could be you have to hurt someone from, no matter what you choose, you know? That to me is kind of what I'm seeing here as well, especially with this Five of Cups on top of that, which is your overall energy, which is sad, because this is actually... And on this one too, you have Two Cups here, which is that Two of Cups, but then you have this Three Cups here, and we saw that Three of Cups as representing those outside kind of influences here. So the Three of Cups is what she's concerned about. This is what she's thinking about and what she's so upset over. The Two of Cups is behind her, but she's focused on this, so she's not even enjoying the Two Cups, realizing that there's still Two Cups here. You may feel very kind of isolated about this decision. And this is all based off of what would happen, and taking a leap and controlling your future. And you need some serious advice about it. So let's do that next. Okay, so I'm going to pull some of these, which are the messages of heaven, communication cards. Let's see what kind of message comes through here for you with this. What message do you have here, Spirit, for call to? What message do you have here for call to? Two cards. We have, never forget you are loved. Love never dies. Number 9. So in the middle, oh, you have 3 cards actually. There's another one that came out. Just one second. Let me go back. Oh wait, no it didn't. No it didn't. Just kidding. Just kidding. Maybe I need to look at the bottom. We have fun and you too must enjoy yourself. Number 8. So you go from 9 to 8 here. Yeah, it's not all business. That's funny. It's not all business. Spirit has fun too. You know, they get enjoyment out of things too. The silly things. Spirit has a great sense of humor. Trust me. Spirit has a great sense of humor. Never forget you are loved. Love never dies. So the number 9 is about things coming to fruition. It's also about things nearing a completion, which is important because that's really where you need to be headed, is making that decision ultimately. But you have this intensity, things building. And I feel that way here with you. I feel like things are kind of building and you know that there needs to be some sort of movement that takes place here. And you could be waiting for something, but in the meantime, you're kind of overanalyzing everything else. So this Hermit energy, which is Virgo energy, which is a grounded energy, you know, but it's also Mercury, which is communication, and Virgo is I examine, and this is what you're doing, but you're overly doing it, right? So you're overly doing this love that you feel. I feel like that's what the heart we keep seeing on keeps representing. But knowing that you are loved, regardless of what decision you make, is something that's important too. And it goes back to that, if you were 100% supported. You know, if people love and care about you, really they want what's ultimately best for you. And sometimes the only way that you can play that out is to be able to show them by the way that you feel. And even if they disagree and they look back on it now, you know, I didn't understand that when that was going on, but now I see, or now I realize, or now it just makes me feel good because you've been so happy, or it's brought a lot of happiness, it's brought a lot of peace to you. Before I didn't understand the reason why you're doing things, but now I get it. You know, that kind of thing is something that's here, and that happens. And boy, I've had that happen in my life. People that are close to me that care about me and think that when I make a decision sometimes, because I do have that Sagittarius rising, it kind of gets me into trouble from time to time. Gets a little adventurous. I have to pull back the reins there, but I do things, you know, but I'm also a Cancer soul. So, I mean, I do act from the heart space a lot and take risk, I feel, but I always do what I'm drawn towards that brings me the most happiness, that feeling of happiness, because I know how important that is and how it's hard to come by so much in this life, especially from now in our lives now. Everything's just so difficult. Anytime you can grasp some of that happiness, do it. Whatever way that comes, do it. As long as your motives are in the right place, then it's there for your highest good, is kind of the way that I'm seeing it. So this is kind of a message here, you know. And then even if this doesn't work out in the way that you're wanting it to, there's always this memory that you'll never forget or you'll always hold on to when it comes to love. You know, because the love that experience and the love that you felt is something that never goes away. It just never goes away. It doesn't matter the things that happen in a relationship, even if they're hurtful. You know, you always go back to that. You remember that moment, that feeling of that moment. Not necessarily so much the person, just the person that they were with for you at that time, the person you connected with at that time, and how that's what you needed at that time, and the feeling that you got from that. It's about experiencing that moment as a memory, and the love that you shared like that was something that's never going to go away. But allowing yourself to have that experience here is part of making that decision. And not everybody understands the decisions that we make in our lives, but they're not based off of their life's decision, their life circumstances. They're based off of your life circumstances. Okay, quit rambling there. So this is the number 4, which is that Emperor energy again. You are a star. Step into the spotlight where you belong, which is kind of funny because I said here, it looks like she's on a stage. Yeah, this is you diving, kind of getting your feet in the sand, you know, and taking off in a direction that is towards this light. You know, you don't know what's out here. You cannot see what's out here. You can't see past that horizon. But there's definitely opportunities that are there. There's definitely healing energy that's there. The sun is there. So joy is there. Happiness is there. You have the sun here. Making that choice is important for you to be able to, you know, be that star that you want to be. Being fulfilled. Being able to even help others from being fulfilled. Now you're putting too much weight on yourself, Pile 2. You're putting too much. It's like you can't make everybody happy. You'll never will, even if you try. You just can't. You just have to do what you feel called. That's all. Discover what that is. Let's get some advice from these. These are Spirit Junkie Oracles. Okay. Didn't know if it was going to come out or not. I celebrate my progress. Awareness, not perfection, is the goal. So there you go. Going that ladder up into the unknown. Making sure that you recognize the progress and how far you've came and the awareness that you do have. And not trying to find perfection in the future here of what that goal is, you know. It's about being aware to your journey and what's best for you moving on. That you're making small decisions here to get to whatever goal it is. It's not about just looking at the end goal. It's just about the process there is most important. So stay here. You know, it's like you see a maze and you know the way out of it's here. And I'm saying that, I see this maze here. You know the way out of it's here. But you have to go through the process of making the decision of what direction to take before you can get to that end goal. So what's the point in looking at this or being sold on this if you can't get past here? Right? Okay. I'm gonna stop rambling. There's more Emperor kind of energy here with they're really wanting you to take control and step into your self expression and your true self and what you want. This is more Emperor energy for this stag here. When I move my body, I feel empowered, cleansed, and strong. So this is about you kind of moving yourself maybe into an unfamiliar place so you can kind of just sit with that newer energy for a little bit. It's just kind of, you know, put yourself somewhere different where it just sits a little different on you. Sometimes when we do that, we see things differently. We pull ourselves out of something for a while. It's like can't figure out a problem, so a math problem or whatever, you know. And so you walk away from it for a while. When you come back, you see it in a different way, and sometimes it's easier to solve. So maybe there's something, that's weird. Pile 1 got the same card. Seek. Strange. We have believe at the bottom of the deck, which I think is very important as well. Because they're wanting you to believe in yourself here that you'll make the right decision. That's something that's definitely here for yourself. Seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in this physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. Believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So what you believe to be true will be. That's the only way to see the future. You know it? That's how you manifest something. First, you have to be specific about what it is that you actually want to manifest, what it is that you desire. You have to find that without the outside influences, 100% supported. What is that you would want for yourself based off of what you feel and what you know for yourself? And then you go to what it is that, if you kind of, in a way, believing that it could be true. I believe that this is true. I believe that this is something that could happen for me, and really taking that energy on. And then you go from that to actually creating it by grounding that into reality and knowing that you are deserving of something like that. This is what I want. I believe it's going to happen for me, and I know I deserve it. That's how you manifest something, but you have to feel it. You have to know it. You have to live it and breathe it. Okay. No clue why I just rambled to you guys about manifestation. But there you go. It comes and goes. So I just looked at the clock too, and it's 12:34. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Time to go. 5. Oh yeah, and you have 3 and 4 here. And 2. What, 8? Well, 8 is the number of taking action. So, okay, so we're going to look at a poem that's from the book. This was written by the author of the book. This is called A Cup of Courage, Josie Harrington Cloud. I like the indications here in these old books, but this says 1967. Okay, so let's see here for Paul. I'm going to do this for Paul. Pile 2, Spirit. Okay. Just a little boy. Okay. Just a little boy. Here we go. Number 31 too, by the way. Which is in this. Oh no. Okay. Just a little boy. To me, you're just a little boy, equipped with that supersonic mind. Your head is full of knowledge that so many others cannot find. You wit my intellect no end sometimes, with all the things that you know. Yet other times you act so helpless and seem to need my understanding so. 'Tis then I rise to gather heights I did not even know were there. That is your subtle way, I know, of showing how much you care. I don't know how that resonates for you guys, but let me make sure there's not any more. Sometimes it goes over to the next page. So I guess I'm just going to leave y'all there for that. But this talks a lot about having that supersonic mind, which is so much of what I was feeling here with you guys, and a head full of knowledge and all this stuff, especially with all this Emperor kind of energy. This is about two people that have you may be younger than this person, and this person may see you as someone that you connect with mentally. And you may kind of put this person in their place sometimes. Because it says, yeah, other times you act so helpless and seem to need my understanding. So it's like sometimes you may feel like this person that you're connecting with helps you to work through your own mental space. Whereas you may get caught up in your head a lot. 'Tis then I rise to greater heights. And then they have to come to your level. They have to meet you on your space. It's like a constant mental evolution, you know, with each other. I did not even know were there. You make this person understand things that they didn't see before. 'Tis that the subtle way I know of showing how much you care. So you show this person through that you care for them, and they feel like you show that you care for them through this acknowledgement of helping them to understand things. That's how maybe you know this person cares for you as well. Or that they really care about you because of that. I don't know why I just reached over here to grab message cards, but I guess I'm going to get some because I was not going for that at all. I was going to get the key cards, but let's see what it says. I trusted you, and your body language says so much. This person's reading you through other things. If you haven't kind of been expressive to how you feel about this person or towards this person, they try to figure that out through your body language, if they can trust you or not. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope that makes sense to you guys, because that's kind of different. Something about your body language or how you show you care in some kind of way. Maybe you're affectionate towards this person in a way to where they feel like they can trust you. Like they have this feeling, so they could feel others in a way. That's Cancer energy, by the way. I feel so they could be a water sign, but it's that feeling of being able to feel your emotions, and they can read that from your body language as well in order to trust you. So this person feels like that they have a trust in you because they can read you well. You know, it's like the moon, which is rules Cancer. So it's like the moon is that pull with the emotions. You know, it's just like the moon pulls the waves. Okay. So it's going into this thing about this person helping you calm the storm in your mind. Interesting. Okay. Is this thought useful? That's a really good one for you. That's funny. Be vulnerable. Be with nature. Well, that might be something that will help you there. Is it true? Empower yourself. Well, that's significant with all the emperors. And grace. Yep. Be graceful. Be graceful with yourself. It's something that's really important. Is this thought useful? Ask yourself that. Next time you're sitting in your head and you're having a hard time, ask yourself, is this a useful thought, or is this just me kind of... Think about it if you were having a conversation out loud with somebody. You would think finally to yourself, is this useful, or are we just rambling? You know, when you feel like you need to end the conversation because it's just kind of, it's done. But you just keep kind of rambling. You could be there on forever. It's just me. We have Anna. Kind of. We don't have another N, but still. Anna is the grandmother of Jesus, and holy cow. There is another poem in here, and it said grandmother. And my grandmother, right next to just a little boy. So, like Paul 1, after this reading's over, at the end of this reading, I'll pull this book back out and I'll read that long one if y'all want to stay for that, okay? Maybe important to somebody. We have 8 here, so that's part of what this number here is I was looking for earlier. Making progress, taking action, moving forward. You have 6. It's also the Lovers in Tarot, so things, healing things and moving forward and making progress is something that's here. We have Joy, Joy right there. We also have CY, so see ya is here. YR, maybe you want to ask this question to somebody or to this person. 8 year. 8 years. Maybe significant. I don't know why. F, G, X, and another J. Jaguar. I don't know why I just started that. There's Anna. Nope, that's an A, Holly, not an N. What else? We have yay here. Maybe this person is excited for you. Maybe you'll get some good news. We have fox here as well. So being strategic, watch it. Maybe you could be being too strategic though, you know? We have, I'm not seeing anything else. We have a G and an O, so it's time to go. Or they're just telling you to go. You know, whatever that means. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up so y'all can see it, and then I'm gonna read this other one here. If y'all want to stay and listen for that. So here you go. So thanks, guys, if you're leaving me here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope it resonates. Hope it helps. And hope to see you soon. Bye. Okay, pile 2. Here we go. It's a long one. My grandmother. Well, says my grandma, but still. I've never been able to figure out just when or how it came about that I chose her when I was a girl to guide me through that teenage world. Nothing was too personal for me to tell. Oh, Grandma's ear, all my secrets fell. Though dear Grandma long since is dead, she never devalued the things I said. And I often wonder wherein lay her strength. To keep my confidence, she'd go to any lengths. Attempting to be stern, my dad would say, "You've had your allowance, no money today." Grandma would wink as she has her fingers her lock. Then under her swall, she'd reach into a pocket, her purse open and shut with a smart click, as she performed another magic trick. No matter how much she gave, she sees more coins were there just waiting for me. Then there were times when we sat and talked, evenings hand in hand when we just walked. She taught me so much in her quiet way. As she sat by the churn, I'd see her pray. With her Bible open, she would read to me or tell me tales of slaves held in free. How she missed Grandpa and his gallant ways. As she found stories of Civil War days. My grandma was dainty and sweet and sage. So young at heart that I didn't see her age. Her black eyes always so knowingly twinkled, as if they had freshly been diamond sprinkled. Always in memory, she was charming and gay, and I never thought of her any other way. That's why I never really knew she was old, until at 80, God called her to his fold. Though she's away, sometimes she seems so near. I still tell my secrets to her listening ear. Well, I lost it. I did with Paul 1 too. My gosh, my Cancer soul's just been on fire. So those of y'all that have not listened to me say this a million times, probably, my grandma is actually, I feel like, one of my spirit guides, and she's someone that I was very close with. And right before I started this reading, I said that I hear somebody's here that has a message. So y'all could also resonate with this story. I do feel like this is kind of a message for me as well. But with this poem, the poem at least here, but I still tell my secrets to her listening ear. And we talked about someone here wanting to leave you a message. So that may all resonate for you guys, and that message. But Anna is actually my grandmother's name, as well as Jesus's grandmother. It's also in my name. My middle name is Luanna. So, how crazy is that, guys? I love synchronicities. So thanks, guys, for listening to this. I'm glad y'all did, if y'all stayed. And I appreciate all you guys so very much. Sending you my love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. So if you chose the Wonderland, or what is it? Tarot in Wonderland. This will be your reading. So we're not going to do tarot yet, so I don't know why I'm getting into it already. Excited to get into that deck, I guess. So we're going to start with the Enchanted Map Oracles. So when I started the Sunday readings, I didn't plan on them being pick-a-piles, but for some reason lately I felt called to do this. I don't know if it's just the energy of the new year, or what, but I'll probably go back just to the single Sunday reading message, because I kind of like having that shorter reading just to get it in on a Sunday. Have a little message there, but before your week. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we're going to start with these to get an overall look at where you are right now currently. For Pile 3, where are they currently? So we have Protecting Your Treasure, number 39. There's something here that obviously you're wanting to protect here, that you find as being very valuable to you in some kind of way. This could be all the things that you feel are valuable to you. Do you see the rainbow here? Oh my gosh, there comes that song again, guys. The same song that came up in a reading the other day. Rainbow. There's always been a rainbow over your head. Even through the storm, there's that rainbow that's there. There's an understanding of you kind of feeling that way, or knowing that there's, always a rainbow on the other side of when you're going through feeling like this loss or loneliness. There may be something here that you're just wanting to, I think part of this protection is within you, wanting to protect your value, yourself. Maybe you're being a little bit overly protective here with the spirit, the bird being on top of the umbrella. Even though it's raining and there's a storm that's over here, this side is clear. This side has the rainbow, but you can't see that rainbow if you have this huge umbrella that's protecting you. So what good are these valuable... What good is this treasure that's here if you can't open that chest and explore it, if you can't wear those things, if you can't enjoy those things? Then what's the purpose of having those things? Not seeing the happy part that's here is really significant. Not recognizing that there is that rainbow that's there. There may be a sense of this, guys, where you are kind of being overprotective in a way, because something that keeps kind of coming up. You have these mushrooms here, which represent that shadow part to yourself. There's this little bit of this wanting to keep something to yourself, or there's some kind of shadow that's in that you're not really fully seeing. Being also too protective of yourself is something that's here, because when you're so protective of yourself, you're not seeing this significance of the rainbow that's here through that storm. You may be too afraid to maybe recognizing the value of what you have here, but you're not seeing like the bigger picture of what brings you peace or harmony on the outside of this, because your umbrella here is so big. Your guardedness is so big, protection of what you do have is so big, that you're not giving yourself that opportunity to explore everything outside of that. And a need for that is something that's here. A need for growth and letting go of where you are, not completely, just so that you can experience growth. So I'm curious to see what this shadow is here that I'm not really quite picking up on with you guys yet. But it's definitely this recognition that you have to allow things to let go of things, to allow new things to transpire and happen to you. Not just holding on to what you have, but allowing new things to come about is something that's really significant here. So we'll get into more of the reasons for that. There may be something that's nearing a completion. Or you're worried about something nearing a completion, and that's why you're wanting to, it's like you're wanting to protect what it is you have because you're worried about things nearing a completion. Just one second, guys. Okay, sorry guys, I had to let my cat out. So we want to know possible what you'd be headed to, okay? So what are you wanting here? Well, that's a lot, but I guess I'm going to look at them now. Yeah, coming apart in the moonlight. Number 51, the moonlight. Number 46, coming apart, and number 44, strength. You may be in a relationship to where you feel like you value what it is that you have. You don't want to let go of what it is that you have, but you're overly protective over something that you can't even, you're not even fully having any kind of access to. There's actually harmony here that you could have in your life that's over here that you're not experiencing because you're so set onto what is valuable to you, what you want from something, what your worth is. That you're not seeing the bigger, brighter piece of everything. And this strength here could be an energy of you being too strong with your ways and how you want to structure something. See, there's a lot of green here, but there's not as much blue. So there's more of this grounded energy and not as much of the emotion that's there. So what your value here, I feel like, would be more of a stable energy than where you are emotionally kind of invested into something and growing from that stability. And if there's something that's coming apart, especially if it's a relationship, you start to get in your head a little bit about that, about losing a relationship, because it is something that you've put so much time and energy and effort into, and that you now value that. Because it is, you feel secure with that. So you may find yourself getting into relationships where you feel like you've kind of been stuck in a relationship for a while, even though you may felt like you wanted out of it, and it's because you've already built that foundation. So you go ahead and kind of keep moving forward because the foundation's something that's there, and keep making progress, hoping that things will be accomplished in the future, hoping that things will work out, you know. You may restart in connections a lot, especially with someone in particular. There may be still lots that you're still kind of finding out about this person. Their mask might be coming off more and more. And you feel like there's things about this person that they're not seeing that maybe they do to you in a way that doesn't make you feel so great. That energy is something that's here. You may feel like one of the reasons that you're in this place of stability and security is because you may feel like you're kind of running out of time. So maybe this has been a significant relationship and you've reached a point to where you don't want to start all over. So even though you're not, kind of emotions aren't completely into it, it's still something you feel secure with. So it's like you're missing out on the rainbow that you could actually have. There's 111 on the timer here now. So that is not only did I see new beginnings with this card, which we'll talk about in just a second, but also 111 is about, you know, being on the right path and listening to your gut, but also your heart, about what it is that you want. And this 51 here, 5 is the number of making changes and 1 is about new beginnings. I do feel like that you want to make changes here moving forward about this relationship kind of coming apart in some kind of way, or you yourself in a way becoming more true to what it is that you actually want moving forward. And that struggle back and forth is something that you're having a hard time with. You know, getting stuck in the illusions of things, getting stuck with, oh, well, you know, I want to be able to stay close and connected with this person because I value this connection, I value this person, but I just sometimes I get kind of in my head a little bit about things don't go right, and I kind of feel like maybe this isn't the right person for me, but I'm not quite sure, and I have the stability here that's here with this person, and I don't know necessarily if it's my emotions that I'm attached to this person with, or if it's just that they're secure. I find them to be very secure, which is a shadow wound, by the way. It's actually a wound that's coming from a place where you may felt like you were always not secure in your life, or you could have grown up in an environment that wasn't secure at all. You felt like you were always constantly going into a place to where things were, your security was kind of taken away from you, or you were just in an environment that was not stable. And so when you find someone in a connection, it really makes you want to pull on that dependency of that person, and as far as stability goes, as far as security goes. And this may be some kind of shadow wound within you that's kind of coming to the surface, by the way. But so you get into this moon space. Every time you kind of fall apart with this person, you get into this moon place of having this decision come up, and then you think, I don't know, I don't want to do this. And then strength always takes over, which this strength is actually representing that foundation for me. So the strength in the foundation itself is what ultimately always takes over your decision. You may make decisions based off of security and what you can, which, I mean, you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's like it's talking about if versus harmony or happiness within yourself and security. You would choose security if you had to choose. And that's what I think's going on here. You know? I feel like these are your struggles that you want to get past. I think that you also haven't quite found that person in your life where you feel like you can connect with them on a very, where they just understand you without you having to feel the need to explain yourself in so many ways. But they just understand. But there's a sense of needing to understand yourself just as much as you want other people to understand you. So you may struggle with, see how she has her head down, her arms crossed here, she's in this cradle position. You understanding yourself is very important throughout this. Knowing who you are is very important when you get into a relationship with someone. Because then you don't have to question all this as much as what you are. You know, okay, let's think about this. I'm going to put this into a way maybe it's better to understand it. So if you're in a situation with somebody and you make a decision and that person takes that as offense to that, and you say, no, I'm just, you know, you're trying to find that security, not only within the relationship, but within the relationship. So with other relationships in your life, where if someone's not kind of doing something where you feel like that would bring the best security for you because you value that person, there's a flip side to caring. And you can be overly protective in a way, but it's coming from wanting a stable secure place instead of just, wanting to make sure that person is secure and stable, because that brings you stability and security, instead of allowing others to kind of move in the direction that's best for them. And there could be some anger behind that. You get angry with that person for not doing what you said, but it's not because they are doing the wrong thing. It's because they're not doing the way that you wanted them to do it, because it provided you with that stability. So you didn't have to worry about that person because they did what you said. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's the overly protective energy. It's actually coming from a loving place, but it's coming through this wound that you carry of needing this security within your life because of what you have grown up with, or what you've been around, or a lack of that. So that's there, and it's pushing on this relationship as well. So kind of what they're saying here is maybe not be that this person wrong for you, that there's just wounds that need to be addressed. So if you're in a conversation with this person in a relationship and you have this wound, and you say to this person you want them to do X, Y, and Z, and they don't do X, Y, and Z because they have their own mind and they have their own feelings of following their heart and their gut, and they don't do that, it causes a disruption in the relationship. You could go through periods of not talking to this person because they didn't do what you said to do, but you can't structure them. Being in a relationship as a unit, you have to work together through the unit. They can't always kind of do exactly what you say and want them to do every time you turn around. Do you know what I mean? It has to be something that you come together with. And like I said, I want y'all to realize that this is actually, I want to say this one more time because I don't want to come across too hard here. This is coming from a place of love. Because you want everyone to be secure. You want everyone to be happy, that you love and care about. And if you see them struggling and going through a hard time, you want to fix that. But you can't fix everybody. You can't. Sometimes we have to go through those struggles, and you have to let them. It's like a little kid. You can't. If you're a parent and they're learning to ride a bike, you got to let them fall down a couple times so then they know that they can get back up and get back on that bike, and they're okay with taking risk or taking chances, because it's the only way to get through life is you're going to have to take risk. We risk our lives on a daily basis, especially when it comes to things that you want. You have to change your mindset of the way that you're kind of seeing this or looking at this. Let's see what, these are empowering questions here in this. Let's see what questions you should be asking yourself, pile 3. So we have, what kinds of routines or habits limit my experience of everyday life? This is what I'm talking about here with you staying in this certain kind of place and not allowing yourself to be more kind of explosive and experiencing the rainbow, even it's right there, you can't see it, When you free yourself from worrying about others, and that's what this is ultimately, it's that worry that's there, right? It just gets it's kind of an out of control kind of worry. You put that on other people, so the only way for you to quit worrying about them is for them to do what it is that you're saying so that you know that they're secure. But they can't control your anxiety. You have to control your anxiety. You'll always be anxious otherwise. Yeah. And that could lead to so many other things, which puts you in this moon energy, by the way. But you need to pay attention to those routines or those habits that you have in others, because they could be limiting the experience that you could be having, especially if there's a certain relationship here. That could be limiting the harmony within that relationship, and it's coming back on you. It's a reflection of you as well. I'm not saying this person's not doing anything. We're focused on you here, okay? I always focus on relationships. Always comes back to self, because if you know yourself and you know who you are, no one else can tell you anything different. Or they can call you out on something, and if you know yourself enough, you know if it's true or not. If you can put judgment on yourself just as much as you're putting judgment on others, then you know that's how knowing yourself works. And it's the best thing in a relationship. It's how to find that equal balance with each other and become a unit together. What is my instinct telling me to do? So instinctively, when you're making decisions here, what is it that is, when it comes to like this relationship here, when you are forceful in any way, what is it? Where's that coming from? Is that an instinct? Is that an instant reaction to something? Do you think about that at all? Do you put their thought into it? Or where does it start? I know I'm getting something different from this card, but where does it start? Where does that instinct start to want to kind of jump in there and protect the situation? Where's that coming from? Because it's coming from a worry. You really need to kind of trace back the tie and find out where that's actually stemming from. If your instinct is to jump in there and tell someone else how to do it or what to do, it's a sense of control. Why do you feel like you need to put that control out there? Why do you feel like you need to have that control on someone else? This is solely based off of if you know the other person already has an idea of what they want, you know. It's like telling somebody to go to the store for you. I need you to go to the store for me, and I need you to get me this, this, and this. And they say, okay, well, I'm going to go do this, this, and that first. And then you say, no, I don't want you to do it in that way. I want you to go to the store first, then go here, and then go there. And they're like, why do you need me to do it that way? Because I'm the one that's doing it. I'm the one that has to do it. So can you let me do it the way I know I can get it done faster? And you're like, no, I need to make sure that you get that taken care of first so I know that you did it. Like, that's a sense of control, guys. And I know that came across in kind of a sassy kind of way, which maybe you might bring some sass to this mix. Who knows? Okay, so let's get some. Don't we all have that in us? Everybody does it. Everybody does. These wounds here are not anything that any of us don't experience. All of us don't experience at one point or another. Having a sense of control is a sense of safety. And we're all living in a world where we want to feel safe, but there's a lack of that, you know? It's just that there's always that bigger picture. Here it comes. This always comes out. This wood spirit guide always wants to show you the bigger picture of things. So it's like this is just like this relationship, right? And the insecurity from protection and control in the relationship. Now, the bigger picture of that in the world, if you'd look at it, would be like because of all the things that go on in the world, it makes us worried or scared to put ourselves in certain situations or take risk or chances out there, you know? It's kind of a similar thing here, just it's within this relationship. Fear of losing things is something that I think is really big for you. So there's a wound there from that. Fear of losing things. You could have lost really big in your life. You could have lost someone or something really big in your life. And it could just be your innocence. You know, maybe you had your innocence taken away, which we all do at some point, but maybe yours was taken away and it wasn't out of your control in some kind of way. It could have been some kind of dramatic kind of thing. Now you have this need to protect yourself when it comes to that as well. Not wanting to lose anything. It's funny because you not wanting to lose anything is actually pushing people away. Isn't that strange? When you're overly protective like that, You wanting to love and nurture and not lose someone is actually kind of doing the opposite of what you want. Okay. So the Five of Wands is the card that stopped all this. So I'm anxious to see what this says. So the Five of Wands is about not seeing other people's point of view, kind of arguments that are taking place, not seeing eye to eye. There's something else that's here though. Not paying attention to, not knowing what it is that you really want within yourself is something that's really big here as well. Not knowing exactly what it is that you really want for yourself, for some reason, is part of that. Not being able to decide. Especially, look, you have this 2 and the 4 and the 1. New beginnings, relationships, foundations. You have the High Priestess in reverse, Pisces energy. You also have the 5 of Cups. There's your other 5 there. And Death in reverse, holding on to something. Not knowing if something might have not went in exactly the direction that you wanted to, but you're holding on to old wounds here. This 5 of Cups here is someone that is not happy, with how things have gone, or not feeling disappointed in this relationship or how things have transpired. And being in this, this is a card of just being in a place where you're sulking, in a way. I'm not trying to be. It's like, in a way, you are in a place to where you're kind of licking your wounds. You're licking your wounds, but by licking your wounds, it's keeping you stuck, and it's keeping you to not be able to really open yourself up in the way that you need to in order to gain your strength. See what this direction is for you moving forward and to get past this death. You may feel like this relationship here, if there's a certain relationship that's here, is something that you want to move away from because you don't feel like it's getting any better. But that coming out into the open could be something that was talked about or discussed or something here and now you're having to kind of reflect on that. I have one more. Yeah, the Knight of Wands. So there's a hot and cold kind of energy that's here. You may this is a card of frustration. You may have stormed off. I don't know why I'm getting that, but someone could have brought up this wound that you have in some kind of way, and you could have took a heavy offense to it, and it could have caused a argument that's here when that came out into the open of what maybe this person wants if things can't get any better, in a relationship, and being disappointed and kind of licking your wounds about that. But you're stuck in this frustrated energy now. You're just frustrated how things have transpired because of this. Why is this 5 of Wands here? You have the 2 of Wands in reverse. Not being exactly clear of the future is what started the argument here. I don't know why I'm narrowing this down to an actual conversation, guys, but I'm going to go with that. Why is the High Priestess here in reverse? Take what resonates, okay? We have Temperance here. Trying to find your balance with what you now know, what has been discussed. Why is the 5 of Cups here? The Hanged One in reverse. You're having a hard time seeing the other person's perspective here. You're having a hard time seeing what they're talking about because it's coming from a place of where you're saying, I'm doing it because I care about you. I say these things because I love you, because I care about you. But you do, and you are, and that's very strong, and you feel the need to defend that. I I don't think that that's a question. Otherwise, you wouldn't care in the first place. It's how that caring so much is affecting other people and affecting this relationship. I need to release a little bit of control and kind of see the other person's perspective of what they're experiencing here is. Why is the Death in reverse? And I'm not saying this other person's completely in the right either, by the way. You have Justice here. And the Devil. Well, you can't have Justice in the Devil. You cannot. You cannot have Ace of Pentacles is in reverse, the bottom of the deck. You can't, and I still have to get one for this. You can't have Justice in the Devil. You can't justify the Devil. You can't justify toxicity. And I think that that's kind of what you've been trying to do, and that's why there hasn't been a rebirth here that's taken place. So you, if this is a person here, you guys, you and this person could go round and round and round and never get anywhere, because even if you feel justified in the moment because you're kind of demanding something, this person's loving you enough to where they just kind of let it go. It's not that you ever really resolve anything. It's that time just goes by and then you kind of just let it go, but it's always going to resurface. And this Justice here is interesting because you have this woman here, you know, well, she's, you know, the Queen here. She's standing up and it says, by her Majesty's command. And you know what she would say? Off with her head. Off with her head. She doesn't give them time to kind of express themselves in a certain kind of way. It's just immediately off with their head. And you notice that she has all these hearts, which I always thought was weird, with the Queen of Hearts is representing nurturement. But when the Queen of Cups can be in reverse, she can be the opposite of her feelings, can get the best of her, and she can become overly attached, codependent on the other person's to make them feel stable. A lot of insecurities can come out with that, which is what we've all been talking about here. But the Queen has spoke here, right? Look at the King and look at him. He's looking at her like, give them an opportunity to explain themselves, to explain the Devil, explain what they did, explain what's going on here. So if this person brings up something to you about that you haven't changed, or this is the same thing, or you're doing the same thing, or we're repeating the same cycle, it's like you kind of justify cutting them off before they even get an opportunity to explain themselves because you feel so defensive about things. Guys, I know this seems like kind of a harder reading. I hope that it's not. I mean, I hope that y'all can understand. You've already probably left if you don't resonate with this anyways. But I hope that you can kind of understand what I'm saying here about this is a wound. This is a wound that you just didn't know that you had. It's like, I don't know why I'm getting this, but writing something, right? And you just can't write certain letters right. I just can't write that right. I don't know what it is. I just can't write that right. And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor looks at your hand one day out of the blue for some other reason, and he says, "Did you know that you don't have this certain bone right here?" And that is why you can't write in the way that you wanted to write. It's the same thing with the wound that you feel that you have. You may not be doing something in the right way, but you just feel like maybe that's just the way that it is, or that's just the way things are, but you're not seeing the awareness of the wound that's within you, that's the cause of that. If you could attach those dots, then you would be able to have a much, much, much more harmonious lifestyle with relationships, with people around you, with the world around you, and be able to enjoy life a lot better if you could just connect those dots. And that does have a lot to do with relationships with this person. Because then when you act out in a certain way, you know if it's really purposeful for you to act this way, or if it's coming from that wound. But you have to state the wound, you have to recognize it, and you have to know that it's there. Then you can say, I can't write that because I don't have this certain bone right here. I'm going to do the best job I can. And then you'll just get better and better at it. Recognizing that wound's there. It's awareness in that. Why is the Knight of Wands in reverse? You have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So, see how upset she is walking away? But see how the pig's happy because it's got all of its cups there? But it's in reverse. Whoever this is that you're in a relation, they wouldn't be happy walking away from you. They don't want to walk away from you. They want you to see things within yourself and then work on those things. This is worth putting in time and energy and effort for this person. They're just frustrated that there's a level of pridefulness that's here where you're not wanting to communicate and look at things within yourself because they know how much they care about you. They know how much they want to connect with you. And they know that this is just a blockage from being able to really experience the true amount of harmony that they could have with you. This person is someone that feels like they connect with you on a deep level and that they cherish enough of the moments that you share together and the person that you are, that they don't want to let this go, even though that you carry this shadow here with you. But they are getting frustrated about it. And it's heavy. You know, it's a heavy frustration. It's just like every time you don't get anywhere, it's like, ugh, we're back here again. That kind of thing. And that can very much so hurt a relationship. The Ten of Wands in reverse. There needs to be a radical change that takes place here in order for you to gain this Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning. In order for you not to lose an opportunity here with this, for this to be your Emperor, look. For this to be structured and balanced. You need to see past the illusions of things with this moon that's here. Try to see past all that. And look at the reality of judgment, placing that judgment back on yourself just for a second, so you can just look to see what that, what that's about. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of these. This is the Messages from Heaven Communication Edition. So I'm gonna have one of these from, thank you. Let's get one more. Okay, everybody else there's a heavy energy here of grounding and trees. Trees may be very significant. For some reason, maybe you need to get with nature to kind of rebalance yourself, ground yourself. Because you have that here. That's where your strength is. Security's coming out again. Try not to worry. We will bring helpful people into your life. And this is the Sun, number 19. So this is you being in that positivity, being not toxic positive, not going there. I'm not even going there. This is about that Leo energy, about what you create and being positive about that you can create something great for yourself here. And try not to worry. This is about you worrying and over worrying, and how that puts that impression on others is so great. There's always a balance here, guys. And I didn't even talk about that here with Temperance, but there's always this balance that's here, and you need to just find balance with worrying, And then you have to kind of let other people kind of help support the rest, or let Spirit kind of take over with faith. So you have, will light the path to new possibilities for your future. Stay aware. The number 32, which is 5, which is the change. 3 is about growth. 2 is about balancing and making those decisions, okay? So Spirit's kind of saying here is that we'll light your path for whatever new possibilities to be able to have something for the future. If this is something you're worried about and this person is, or you don't have anyone, This could be past relationships for some of you. But if you stay aware and find that awareness, then you'll be able to have new possibilities in the future to be able to build things here if this is with someone, and have new experiences that will help grow this relationship in a better way. Having an opportunity to show the amount of growth that you've had is something that's here as well. Okay, get one of these, and then I'm going to pick a poem from the book to read. Ground yourself, another tree. Well, that's crazy. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. So this may come out in you a lot worse, this shadow, when you don't feel grounded within yourself, so you don't feel stable with your surroundings. It may not have anything to do with, not have anything to do with this person. It could be little things that are going wrong around you, could make you kind of react in an explosive kind of way of wanting to kind of maintain that balance. If you ground yourself and you tell yourself, it's okay if this didn't work out, I guess it wasn't meant to work out in that way, we'll just go on to the next thing. Maybe God knows that, Spirit may be kind of saving me from a horrible situation, who knows, and rebalance your energy is really important here, especially if this is a relationship that you're wanting to continually maintain in a healthy way. Really questioning your routines and habits, not letting them limit you in your life. They want you, Spirit's always going to give you advice in these messages of what's for your highest good. And they always want you to live to your fullest. That's for your highest good. My power lies within my peaceful presence. So you may have a very peaceful, nurturing nature to you, but many people don't get to see that side because you may be more into this, kind of outwardly explosive, kind of protective kind of energy. You don't realize how much your peaceful presence actually also brings to people, to others that you love and care about. Sometimes people just need a listening ear. Sometimes they don't need advice. Sometimes they don't need someone to tell them what to do. Sometimes they just need someone to listen to them. And you could have that skill of just being a great listener, but you're not exploring it because you're not allowing yourself to. Interesting. So this is A Cup of Courage by Josie Harrington Cloud, and I bought this from a local bookstore downtown. There's there's a inscription in here that says this from the author to a friend, and it says actually for Anne to Joanne. Sorry, I got distracted because pile 2 had an Anne in the charms. To Joanne, it says L.E. and Bill. Thanks. Happy reading to my friends. Josie Cloud, September 1967. So maybe that's significant, or 97 maybe significant. Okay, so let's see here. Pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile 3. Well, I guess we'll just go there then. Time and mourning. There may be something that you didn't fully mourn that maybe you need to, and that's part of this. I might read that as well. Special message there. It's part of this needing to control that's here. Maybe a loss. So we have time. Nothing we do or what we say will ever change it or make it stay. Wow. Grief makes it drag in her stubborn grip. Happiness fleets it with her silken whip. You guys, come on. You need to focus on this because they're wanting you to be able to have life and enjoy life for every moment that you have. That was insane. So we also have mourning here. Okay, so sorry to pause for a second. So we have mourning here as well, and I want to read this because I feel like it's also significant for somebody. Mourning is a blanket of fresh cut flowers, mothering a new grave, sending out its delicate perfume to intoxicate the bereaved and deaden pain. This is about loss and pain from loss. And it being so delicate. So there's someone, I feel like for some of you, there's a message here of someone that you've lost and how delicate that is. There could be a wound behind that. This could be a mother. It says mothering a new grave. Or someone that you felt like was a mother in some kind of way. And how fresh that still feels for you when it comes to the loss and the pain that you feel from that. That's part of healing. That's part of what you need to heal. I'm going to get a card for that for you guys because I'm definitely not going to just leave y'all right there. I'm actually going to just get a postcard from Spirit. No. I'm going to get one of these again. Can you give me a card for this morning, please? Somehow I feel like this ties into this protecting what it is that you have and how we talked about not wanting to lose that because you may have lost something here. Really pay attention to when you lost this, whatever this was. This only even resonate for some of you, but whatever this was, and if that pain still feels so fresh of losing that and then not wanting to lose anything else again, but also if you still had that person here, how would you be with that person as far as allowing yourself to enjoy that person while you had them? Because they're wanting you to have that same experience with other people around you, and that's the mindset you need to switch. That's the hangman in reverse that needs to change. Change the way you're looking at that. I don't want to fight with all these people I love and care. I care about so much. I would rather be in my peaceful presence where it's probably your best, and listen and be that support instead of trying to control everything so that I have that security. I want to be able to cherish these people in my life. That came extremely right out. And it says, embrace the moment. And you have that rainbow and the sun. Remember, we started with the rainbow here. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself for others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Yep. They're saying if you could change your perspective about things, you'll literally shift your energy and you'll become better. I mean, you'll just become better. You'll just become fuller and fresher and able to experience life and have peace in life and harmony in life, and everybody else will get to experience your awesome, amazing self as well, to its fullest. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to get some initials and key cards to close. I did charms for Paul 1. Actually, I'm going to do charms for y'all. I did key cards for Paul 2, so everybody gets something different. Okay. Well, Paul 1 got this as well. The 2. Could be just this relationship that you feel that you don't want to let go of, because you value this. So if this is you guys, y'all value this relationship, then quit digging yourself that hole. Yeah. Put work and effort into yourself as well if this is what you want. This Alice, that inner knowing, we saw that here as well on the moon here. If you have that inner knowing or that wisdom, if you could have this wisdom that you've gained even from this reading and carry that on to have something better, in your life and experience things better. If you need to cut the ties while you have the scissors and the yarn, if you need to cut the cord here, then do it. But this could also be part of you cutting the cord of that shadow, right? Not allowing it to disrupt your relationships in your life anymore. This here, this was actually my grandmother's pen. And this is a cycle here, okay? This is a cycle here, and this is also kind of the Ace of Pentacles. So this new opportunity for a new beginning is here. It's just, it is here. You're not seeing it, but it is here. It could be here at any moment. You just have to embrace it. And that's what they're saying here. So there's still opportunity here. I feel like for some of you, if you want to know whether or not you and this person can last, they're saying there's still opportunity here for you and them to work this out, work on things. There's just some toxicities that need to be, the cords of that need to be kind of cut and go within. We have one hiding here underneath. Get that out there. It's a J. We have JOTNXJU. We have, there's the 5 again. We also have 6. Y'all may have had some sort of recent tower moment, by the way. QI, so use your wisdom here. They're wanting to remember, make sure you know you use all the experiences you've had in your life. Use your own wisdom to look at yourself, not just this person. RS, we have a 1 here as well, so that's about a new beginning. That 6 is that healing. It's also lovers in tarot. And we have 51 here and we have 51 here, so that's significant as well. That's 6 as well. The 6 as well. 666 is a number of reconnecting yourself, reconnecting with your spirituality, reconnecting with faith, reconnecting with your body, mind, and soul. We have VTIY. DLREC and the hashtag, which means there's more under the surface that you're not seeing. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna leave you here. It's a nice long reading. Longer than I expected for these today, but I like the way they turned out, so I guess that's good. I have love here. Love is here. Oh my gosh, guys, I have a message coming through. You need to know that you're loved. You need to know that you are loved. Just because everybody's not doing exactly what you want them to doesn't reflect on how much they care about you. You're someone that they love and care about and want and want to have a relationship with. You have cry here. You've cried about this a lot. Because you don't feel loved. People do love you. They do love and care about you. It's just an understanding that everybody has their own directions in life. And it has to do with you feeling secure. Nobody else is ever going to be able to give you security that you need. You can only ever really truly find security within yourself, of knowing who you are. You have chest here as well. Knowing that you're just loved, no matter what, right? Knowing that you're just loved is something that I think that you've wanted to from a relationship. But also looking into what that means for you. What is love to you? I think that's important. Also, maybe looking into your love language. What is your love language? Maybe taking one of those little quizzes on what your love language would be may be important. You can really get to know a lot about yourself that way, and how it is that you love and what you need. I think, obviously, yours is a big one, is security. We have Texas here. Okay, Justin. Justin's here. just in Texas. Anyway, I'm going to hold this up. I can go on and on. So I'm going to leave you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope this resonates. Hope this makes sense for you guys. Oops, sorry about that. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all y'all's love, all y'all's support, all your kindness. And I hope, and stop telling yourself that. Clear that energy out. They're wanting me to repeat this. I'm saying it again. Clear out that energy. I saw it here as well at the bottom of this deck, to cleanse. I'm going to read this to close, okay? I feel like it's important because it says body, mind, and soul, something that we mentioned. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for some much-needed cleansing. Just as you would wash your car, clean out your house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. Guys, if you are someone that copes with anything that gets you out of your head, you may need to kind of detox completely your body, because those toxicities can kind of stay in us for a long time if we're consistently kind of putting that back in, right? Even if it's just coffee. I mean, you can have too much of everything. So cleansing everything out and really getting back to your body, that's a good place to start, because mentally is a lot harder. So if you start with your body and kind of go through a detox maybe for a week or two and see how you feel from there. Cut yourself off of all that's what this is probably here for as well. Cutting yourself out of all those toxicity stuff and getting back to you, I think would be a good start, okay? So thanks guys for being here. Thanks for all your love and all your support and all your kindness, and I hope to see you guys soon.